from Love Island. Oh, okay. My fault. I don't watch Love Island. I am not the father. I assure you, I'm not the daddy. No, it's not me. Anyways, that is the exercise that I want men. I want the men who say that who understand that or who would admit that there's a patriarchy. I want you to ask yourself, okay, if you know that there's a patriarchy, I hope you understand what the patriarchy is. Then ask yourself, why would men set the patriarchy up for men to suffer and struggle within it? And men do suffer and struggle within the patriarchy, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we don't, but I'm saying like as much as any non-male group of people, right? Or men or whatever, especially like heterosexual men. Are you trying to say women are bad then? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's crazy. They showed her dad on the show. Did we look alike or something like that? I gotta go look at it. I'm sorry if I blocked that person. I didn't understand. It just seemed weird. How would you get your younger sibling to realize they are wrong and acting red pill anti-black? That's a good question. Depending on what age okay. How old are we talking? Because like, if it's like now, I'm just gonna talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to, give them some information, educate them. You know what I'm saying? The same shit that I do on here, pretty much. If I'm in my 20s, I'm just gonna beat them up. That's just me. But that just, you know what I'm saying? It could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't all the way, you know what I mean? When I was in my 20s, I wasn't. Something was wrong with me, man. something been wrong. He's 16, yeah. I'd have beat that nigga up. We both teenagers. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying, because you asked me how I would do it. And see, I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did that. I mean, I wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been, I would have argued with him a few times. Then they just they would have just kept being stupid. And then I just would have been like, nigga, say something else. Say something. I don't know how to, I'll be honest with you. Like, it would have been like, don't let me catch you being disrespectful around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been it. But I don't know. I'm dead serious. Like, I really don't know. I don't know how to have that conversation as a teenager. But, like, it's, in all seriousness, I would just try to just educate them, And, I mean, if you can, what are they consuming? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they? What's the rabbit hole they're going down? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like that would help too. It depends. It depends. I would definitely like, what are you watching? I would watch what they're watching, and then, I might watch it with them and pick it apart. You know what I mean? Oh, we learning it from his friends. Whew. Tough one. All right, what are we doing? Oh,
Greetings.
What's up, Art? Man, that's tough.
You know what the big problem is?
What's the big problem?
Men have shoulds. Women ignore the shoulds. All of men's shoulds are things that help society. All of women's shoulds are self-serving.
Okay. What are men's shoulds? What do you mean by a should, by the way?
Okay, like A man should uh, participate in his community. A man
What does
should.
that mean? Hold on, wait. What does that mean?
Oh,
Try if you're gonna be vague, then I'm gonna ask you. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Ali.
I
Then I'm
got
gonna ask
you.
you to follow up.
I got
So
you.
I don't know what that
All
means.
right.
How should we participate?
So a man should benefit his family or should take care of, like if he has a girl, he should take her out. He should do things for her. All right. A woman should are a woman should is she should go to school to better herself. It's never community, it's never outside of self.
But that
All there
doesn't make
should
any sense because who who clocks the most volunteer hours between men and women?
are you talking
I mean, if
um
you're talking about serving the community in the way that you're describing it, who actually does the majority of the organizing in the community, men or women?
organizing, I can agree, women,
So, and
but
who's doing the majority of the showing up, like the actual hours in the you know what I'm saying, serving the community? Who's putting in the most hours in the community?
well, if you take into but here's the thing.
No.
Here's
Answer
the
that, Art. Hold on, Art.
okay,
Answer that.
okay,
Be honest.
okay,
Be
I
honest.
will.
Who's
I
doing the most
will.
hours? Yeah,
Probably the women.
the women are doing the most hours there. Okay, cool. Now let's take it to the house. Who does more labor in the home? Like cooking, cleaning, mental labor, emotional labor. Who does the majority of that labor in
That
the
a
house?
should? Is that a
No, not
should?
not no, not the should. Who's actually doing it? Who is the person
Don't you
doing it?
think they should be doing it?
Hold on. No, they shouldn't be doing it.
Why
The
not?
most? Why would
Why not?
your hands
Why
don't
not?
work?
If
Your
the
feet
man is
don't work?
out, if the man is out
The
working,
average man ain't working, bro. The average woman works. The overwhelming majority of women work. This is not 1938. This is
should they?
2026. Yes, this is well documented. Yes,
Why?
super easy.
Why?
Why do
Why
they
should
work?
they? Why should they work?
Because they want to, and we need them to work as a
Okay, so it's
society.
self-serving then. Then it's
That's
self-serving
hold on,
because they
Art.
want to.
That's not what
Yes,
self-serving is. That's not what
yes,
self-serving
it
is.
is.
That's
Oh,
not
they
what it
want
is.
to because they
That's
want
not what it
to.
is. That's not. You
They
don't know the
want to.
definition. All right. If
Not
you go.
not not
All right.
having sus-
You talking over me is crazy when you're not making sense. You're babbling. That is not what self-serving is. Just because you want to do something doesn't, by definition, make it self-serving. That's stupid. Secondly, we as a society need women to work. We do. We need women to work, right? We need them to teach our children. We need them to be engineers. We need them to do all the unpaid labor that they do. We need them to do all the paid labor that they do. You know, we need them to to work in medicine. They're better physicians than men are. They're better at nursing than men are. You know what I'm saying? They're safer on the job sites than men are. You know, whatever. Right? Like we need women in the workforce. We do. If we want the workforce to operate as optimally as possible, we definitely need women in the workforce, and women need to work just like men need to work because capitalism deems it necessary for pretty much every able-bodied person to work. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you know this, but you're on mute. Blur, you're more than welcome to come up, brother. I invited you up. If not, I gotta block you. Here, let me send Art the thing. There you go. Art dropped. Perfect. That was a weird conversation. Saying that why should women work? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. Um, yeah, and so not only do women work, not only do they need to work to protect themselves, they also work to provide for their family, just like men work. But women also they spend more of their money. What up, Blair? They spend more of their money on the family than men do. So, so I'm kind of confused. We clearly need women to work. Like, ask the kids. Do they need their mamas to work? Yeah, the children need the mommies working too. Yeah, I think women are the main providers. I don't know. Art dropped. I muted him. He was babbling and he wasn't making any sense. And he started asking weird questions like, why should women work? And I was a little confused by that because next it was going to be, why should they have the right to vote? Why should they be able to go outside without head coverings on? I figured the slope was slippery on that one, but I'm glad he dropped before I had to drop him or block him. I don't know why y'all niggas be so bold in the comments. That will never cease to amaze me. If y'all have ever seen me, okay, Blair, I gotta block you. If y'all have ever seen me in a live, like I almost never say anything like in a comment section. The only time I won't come up is like it gotta be an extreme situation. But like I don't talk shit in the comments and I come up. I usually go up if people invite me up, by the way. Even if I'm not talking shit, even if I just in the room, I get invited up in like 80% of the rooms that I go in. Yeah, like I would never like say something to somebody in the comments. It's like I wouldn't say anything online that I wouldn't say to your face. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's weird. Like why are you, you should be the same person. You know what I'm saying? You should be everything should be the same. It should be the same. I don't like talking behind people's back. Like if I'm talking about you, that's why I at everybody when I mention it. Like you go look at all my YouTube videos and shit. Like I YouTube, I put everybody's names in there that I can. When I talk about people, or I mention people's videos, like 90% of the time. Usually I have reasons why I won't add them. It's never like, like I'm trying to like get by. It's usually I don't want people to like go and attack them. You know what I'm saying? So like if I don't put somebody's shit in there, it's not about that. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I want you to see what I said about you. Right? I don't mind you looking at it. That's fine. How do I deal with red pill motherfuckers in real life? You talking about men? You just talking about regular old men, Vixen. You just talking about regular old men. How is it impossible to be a good woman? I mean, the standards that society places on women to be considered good women, I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. Freaky virgins, submissive providers, it's they continuously move the goalposts. Exactly. It's so many standards for men. Like this is what I'm saying. Men want to sleep with women. This is just an example of what I'm talking about. Put up with abuse, absolutely. So men want to sleep with women. Men want to sleep, like the average man wants to sleep with as many women as he possibly can. Am I tripping if I say that? Is that like not like a known thing, or are we, right? The women, the average man wants to sleep with as many women as he possibly can, as he possibly can, right? But then here's the crazy part. But then if a woman sleeps with a man who wants to sleep with her, he turns around and degrades her for sleeping with him. What? You wanted to sleep with her. You slept with her and then you degraded her for sleeping with you? Or you're degrading her for sleeping with other men when you wanted her to sleep with you? Oh, okay. Got you. It just be shit like that. Like when you really like really listen to what, and I say society, but also because women, a lot of women buy into that too. That's not like that. Like this isn't even like just a male, you know what I'm saying? Like things that men believe. Like, you know, just like women buy a lot. I would say most women buy into a lot of this stuff. If not, maybe not all of it, but women buy into a lot of this shit. The low body count, all that, like women internalize a lot of that shit for sure. It doesn't manifest itself the same, right? How women treat other women, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't manifest itself the same. Like how men treat women, right, isn't the same as how women treat women. You know what I mean? Like, but they both may have similar views about women who do X, Y, and Z. But yeah, it's very much a societal thing. Alchemy, I appreciate the super chat. Alchemy said, appreciate your opinions and your channel. Thank you. No, I thank you. I thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat. No, and that's what it is. That's what it is. And then when women, let's stay in the same vein, right? So y'all want women who don't sleep around, right? But you want to sleep with every woman. Hear me out. Then when you find a woman who hasn't slept with a lot of men or any man, or hasn't slept with the man in a long time, right? She's been celibate for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever long time is to you, right? When you do find a woman like that, you accuse her of lying. You say, oh no, she didn't. I don't believe you. If a woman is 30 and claims that she slept with 2 dudes, you're gonna automatically assume she's lying to you, but she really slept with 40 dudes. That's what I'm saying. It never makes sense. It never makes sense. It'll never add up. It's like they can't. That's what I'm saying. They literally cannot be good people. They literally cannot be good women. Like I think it's impossible to be considered a good woman in society. I'm not even joking. I'm talking about collectively. Right? Because here's the thing. And here's what I was saying about how women treat women differently. Because then you have the women that do abide by and do follow, that subscribe to the patriarchal brainwashing, right? The patriarchal propaganda. Then when they, the proverbial pick-me's, if you will, then women hate like in general, women don't like pick-me's. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of men or most men may, and even then though, the men don't like the pick-me's either. Like men don't like pick-me's either. They mistreat the pick-me's too. So it's really crazy. Sir, go outside and touch grass. I was just on vacation for 5 days. What are you talking about? I was in 110-degree heat in Vegas for 5 days. You know what's crazy? If you peep, and I'm not even joking about this. I'm not even playing. I'm not joking. There is like a certain look, And I don't say that about the men, because the men, it just be men in general. Like men in general are problematic and buy into the patriarchal propaganda, right? Because we're men. But the women that buy into it, like the ones that like come around and like troll me, man, do they be having the same. I'm not even talking about like looking good or bad, or I'm not even saying that. They just have like a look, like in their eyes. I'm like, I ain't gonna say too much, but it be off. It do be off. Chen said, you said pick me, and she said, you rang? But just look at her, though. Like, she got that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even joking. She got that look, though. She definitely got that look. It's a weird, very odd. Got a very odd look to him. Very strange indeed. But let me help you out, though. We're going to send you on vacation. What up, DJ?
Yo, what up, though?
Chilling.
I agree with you on the woman part. Like everything you just said, I'm right there with you. But when you say it takes no effort to be a good man, are you talking about like a good partner or just as a whole, just a good man?
I mean, to be considered, none of this is like as a partner necessarily in particular. I'm saying like to be considered a good man in general by society and to be considered a good woman in general by society takes almost no effort. To be a good man, you could actually be pretty harmful to people and be still considered a good man.
What do you mean? What do you mean by like harmful?
I'll give you an example. Right? So, and I don't want to name any like political leaders in the Black community in particular. But because there's been a ton of Black leaders there's been a ton of leaders in the black male leaders in the community that, their public persona and what they preached and what they fought for, you know what I'm saying, made us exalt them, right? Yeah. We love them. We love them, right? But then interpersonally, how they treated people, how they treated women in particular and children, there's no way that that's a good person. From beating on women to being children to raping women, you know what I'm saying? And still we write books about them, we make sonnets about them. They're still considered, and if you utter a bad word about them, we'll literally cover it up. Oh, he dead, so he's not even here to defend himself. Why? Like literally, we'll just do like a boy. A man is boys will be boys. We'll basically do that.
Yeah. I hate that too. But that's not a good man though. Even though
I'm not, sir. You're not. Don't argue that with me. I'm with you. You're arguing that with me. You and I, okay, we can agree that that's not a good man. But how that man and those men are treated in society,
okay, I got you.
They're treated like good men. They're exalted. We make statues, we make sonnets, we make, you know what I'm saying? We keep their memory. We like everything. They're definitely treated like good people, right? Somebody put in the comments like Gandhi.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Hi, public. Hey, what's up?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't swallow well. Hold on. Okay. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Don't you think that's a form of like moral authoritarianism? If you can't look at the complexity in people, like I can objectively say, yeah, I don't agree with Donald Trump on some things, but can I also see how well he was able to, I don't know, how charismatic he is and how he's made people excited? Sure. Two things.
That has nothing to do with him being a good person, though. Being charismatic and being a decent human being.
I'm just saying,
like, what are you saying?
Do you think being good is absolute?
Yeah, I think there's there's levels to being good, but there is a threshold, and there are disqualifiers when it comes to being a decent human being. Definitely. Yeah, okay. Like if you grape a woman, you're not a good person.
Okay, so
right.
so yeah, of course, if you grape a boy in middle school, you're not a good woman.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
If you grape somebody,
Yeah, grape is just a bad thing. So like,
yeah.
so if grape is a bad thing, schmurder, you would agree is a bad thing.
No, I
No.
don't think schmurder is bad. No.
Okay, I guess
all grapes are bad. Not all schmurders are bad. Some schmurders are necessary. Right. I've never like heard of a grape or like rationalizing. Well, you know, that was okay. I get that one, but like, no, there's been plenty of times. My daddy unalived. So my daddy is an unaliver, and I ain't talking about in the military. I'm talking about on some
what?
Games. Yeah, my daddy unalived a man, and yeah, absolutely. Man shot him. He shot him right back. Huh? I wouldn't be here if my daddy didn't unalive that man.
Well, that's self-defense.
That's murder.
Okay,
that is murder, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But that's self-defense. I like that's reasonable.
By definition, it's murder.
Oh.
It's what you're saying. You're saying the rationale, the unaliving somebody is murder. If you unalive somebody, I'm not talking about the legal. Yeah, if you unalive somebody on purpose, it is murder. Whether you did it in self-defense or not, that becomes a justification for the murder.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's in self-defense. I murdered that person in self-defense.
Yeah.
Right? So but it doesn't change. You know, if I had to, like if somebody asked you, what did you do to Joan, let's say, for an example, and you said it was I did self-defense. Like, okay, but what did you beat her up? Did you hit her over there? What did you now you have to describe the action, and the action was you murdered her. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
So so schmurder. There are plenty of schmurders that are just
terrifying. Your dad was an unaliver. That's terrifying.
Not terrifying. I know plenty of unalivers.
What?
I know so many unalivers. Yeah.
Are they good people?
Some of them are decent. Yeah. Some of them turn out to be pretty good. Hell yeah.
Wait. So how can you still be a good person if you're an unaliver?
Because why did you unalive the person becomes the question. Like what I'm saying. Not all unalivings are bad.
Okay, so then, because you said it earlier, you were like, you are a good person, and then you can do things to make you not a good person, and that would make you a bad person, right?
Yeah, I'm saying there are certain things where you are disqualified in perpetuity from being a good person. Like once you do the thing, there's no like coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? I judge you by the worst things you've done, not the best things you've done.
Unless there's a reason for why you did that thing.
Well, if it's the worst thing, then it would still be the worst. Yeah. If you unalive
I guess
somebody,
I'm trying to understand how do you, yeah, exactly. Like, how would you justify it?
I wouldn't consider that to be a bad thing.
I have to think about this, but to the point, it takes almost no effort to be a good man. It's almost impossible to be a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree, just because I think women are assumed to be just naturally moral agents. And because of that assumption, they're never held, there's not really an accountability, like ownership, like you did this wrong. Like, I don't know how many of you have ever tried to talk to your mother about things she did when you were a kid, and she was like, well, and like literally dismisses you. I think
if your mom is a narc,
whereas I've been able to talk to my father about certain things, and he's listened.
Oh no, please.
Sometimes my mom listens, but it's more like,
please stop it. Don't do that. Don't try to act like it's easier to talk to me and it's not.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not trying to use my personal experience as a rule for the general. Just sharing with the class.
Okay.
Because all right, break this shit up. Like, let's wrap it up. Put a bow on it.
I was confused by the last statements.
Ship it to New Zealand.
Yeah, ultimately I do think that what it means to be a good woman is something that I think is really, really hard to achieve, especially if on average, it's like people are indifferent towards morality.
What do you mean? People are indifferent towards morality. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is that in many cases, women will know something is wrong, but then turn a blind eye or be indifferent towards it, or their vitriol or anger towards something is based off of like whether or not it was her girl who did it or her man who did it versus a girl who did like their morality.
So you're saying that some people are biased? You're just saying some people are biased?
No, what I'm saying is what is right and wrong is indifferent.
You're describing bias. That's all. You're just describing
Wait,
bias.
what do you mean? How?
That is, by definition, that is what being biased. That would be a prime
and
example.
It's something everybody has.
Like everybody has bias.
No, I'm saying no, it's not bias in the sense. It's a neutralness. It's
not neutral. If it were neutral, then it would be applicable to all, right? That's neutral. But if it's, well, they're picking and choosing, that's a bias. And everybody has the propensity or the capacity to be biased.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Everybody's biased to some extent. It's just how biased are you? You know what I mean?
But if I know or I believe or I claim that it is wrong to murder people in this example, right? And then all of a sudden, like, and I'm talking about schmurder for just schmurder's sake. I find out my best friend is a schmurderer and I have a bias or now I'm indifferent towards that moral view. It's whatever. It holds, it's neutral. It's based off conditions.
It's not neutral.
How is it not
just neutral? Biased. You're just being biased. You're
telling me that the bias doesn't.
You're just justifying it because it's your friend. That's it. If it were somebody else, you would feel differently because it's not your friend. When it becomes your friend or your family member or somebody close to you or somebody you like or somebody you have a strong affinity for.
Exactly.
You rationalize it, you justify it.
And you become indifferent. It doesn't matter.
That is called, you're not indifferent because you care about it. You actually care. You defend. Indifferent would mean you wouldn't care. You do care. You probably would defend them. You see what I'm saying? So you do care. That's not what indifferent is. Indifferent means you don't care at all, right? Like you couldn't care less.
But what's the overall point though? Because I don't feel like we've got.
I have no idea. I think she's trying to make
this. What point
are
you trying to make?
I think she's trying to make this weird point that like women are actually problematic because they pick and choose as if every human being, again, doesn't have biases.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And choose. Okay, say it all over again then because I'm confused now because that was what you were saying. But
yeah, like not the example, just like what's your point? Like outside of that.
Women, it's more challenging to be a good woman because society allows women there's an assumed morally good characterization of women.
You're saying there's a higher standard for women because they're presumed to be good, better people than men.
Just because they're female and because it's almost like a morality privilege in a way where women are assumed just to be good. No, I'm saying it's like.
But okay, but
and so because of that, they don't have to. They don't have to actually be good people.
Wait. Let's back it up.
Doesn't make any sense.
Zero sense. But let's back it up. Hold on. Let's back it up. Are women collectively bad people? And if so, how are women bad? And I want it to be something quantifiable. I want it to be something that we can all measure, that we can see.
I'm not gonna like my answer.
I mean, if it's true, I'll love it. If it's quantifiable, I'll love it.
I just know I'm gonna earn you a couple galaxies to get out of here after this. Okay.
Just saying.
In the West.
In the West, okay.
Yeah, in the West, women are generally not good people.
How so?
Because
how are they? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have claimed that Majority.
We've already lost the point.
Okay, so
Quantifiably. Okay.
If you look at the number of women who believe ABs are okay and morally righteous because a woman,
It doesn't make them bad. I'm not about to argue about ABs.
But that was my.
What is it? What is an AB?
The intentional unaliving of an unborn child.
You're wrong. That's not what an AB is.
What is an AB?
An AB is a natural process in nature. Animals have ABs. The body, anytime the body, if a woman's body rejects a baby, that's considered an AB.
Yeah, those are considered spontaneous.
AB, ma'am.
Right, but it's spontaneous.
Again, no, not right. ABs are not intentional or unintentional. It doesn't matter. That intentionality has nothing to do with an AB whatsoever.
It
Just
does.
FYI.
Because
in the definition,
that's why we qualify it as.
You're saying that the worst thing that women do.
Spontaneous one.
Oh, shut up. You're saying the worst thing that women do is family planning?
No, intentionally ending their children's lives without asking.
Family planning.
Or. So why do you think family planning is AB and not just managing?
That's a part of it. It's everything you're about to say. All of what you're about to say is also family planning.
No, one wearing condoms, having birth control.
Yep, family planning. Mm-hmm.
Intentionally having ABs, not
family planning.
Okay,
no, you're just being a bad person.
I got a question for you. Let's say a woman and a man wore a condom. He got a vasectomy. She took the pill, whatever the case may be, and she still ends up getting pregnant.
Congratulations, that baby needed to be here. Yeah.
That's weird. All right, go ahead, Trig. I'm going to get Trig in here because that's a weird statement to make. Go ahead, Trig.
Why is that a weird statement? I think babies are blessings.
Hold on. Onyx, let somebody else
don't
speak.
care what you think. Hush.
Please. Go ahead,
Hello,
Trig.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
It's because men are just worse people than women, generally speaking. And the reason it takes almost no effort, it has nothing to do with women. It has everything to do with the fact that men never hold each other accountable for anything. So we allow each other to slide for literally any huge offense that we do against other people. Like I've had two friends fight over who's the GOAT, LeBron versus MJ.
Yeah, that's what Trig, I swear to God, when men be talking, acting like men are so civilized, I'm like, you do realize I've seen men fight over who was better, Kobe or LeBron, Kobe or Michael Jordan. I'm not even joking. Literally, we tussling over the top 5 greatest NBA. I've seen fights over $5. I've seen please stop. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm sorry. That just pissed me off.
But it's because men lack the emotional intelligence. My mom. So growing up, I use my mom and my grandfather a lot. I'm a lot like my grandfather in the sense that my grandfather's a very, very intelligent man. He is miserable to be around. This guy, he's just keep in mind, my grandfather is really smart. He has an IQ of 160. However, he cares more about being right than he does about how you feel. So
connections.
He will tell my mom, if you ever need money, I'll help you. And then in the same breath be like, oh, I spent this much money on you. You have to pay the property taxes for the house this year.
Sheesh.
So
wait, why is that unreasonable? I'm sorry. Why does that make him a bad person for having that expectation? She's an adult, and if he spends money, it's reasonable to not want to be taken advantage of. So you stay at a boundary. Why is it bad for him to say, "Hey, I've spent X, Y, and Z with you. I expect you to be able to do this," especially if I'm supporting you?
It's my grandfather and my mother. My mother supports herself. My grandfather said, "I will be there to help."
So assuming this is her father, right?
Yes.
This is her father.
So her father, and this was my point earlier, because women are collectively protected in a way that men are not, we do not have to be or own up to certain things like
hold up. Why do you wait? It's okay.
So
who is protected?
I guess my question is, why do you think that's a bad thing if your grandfather says that?
Because my grandfather also spent $1 million on my uncle to buy a house with no feedback. And then when my mom asked for 20 grand, he wants her to pay him back with the property taxes of the house. You don't see the inequality there?
To learn how to make.
Wait. Did you hear what he just said?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, you should listen.
My uncle, my grandfather is very wealthy. He bought my uncle $1 million house with no expectation, and yet wanted my mom to pay him back for him lending my mother 20 grand.
Okay, so I don't know how your grandfather justified that, but my question is, does he consistently show up for your mom?
No, he does not. At least not in a way that's not patriarchal. So when he shows up for my uncle, it's always just to show up.
It's just on the strength.
Yeah,
when he shows up for your mom, it's always strings attached.
Yeah, it's never with my uncle. It's no strings. With my mom, it's always a string. So yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Which is very common because men often use their finances to control women in a way that they wouldn't even think to do to other men. Like I've seen this as well, where men will, when it's their friends and their homeboys, they'll pay for things. They'll let them stay with them, rent free. They just helping their homeboy out. They helping out, a friend. But when it comes to their when it comes to their girlfriends or their partners or whatever, then it's like, oh, she owes him something, or like he feels entitled to be able to control her because of whatever he gives to her.
Understanding amongst men that, they have each other's back and protect each other's interests, whereas they don't trust being vulnerable with women, as there's evidence in the male world.
That have shit to do with what I just said. What does vulnerability with women have to do with them
so like if
being more willing to control women with their finances than they try to do with men?
Right. Like I said, I think it's an understanding that your bro will pay you back, or once he's on his feet.
They don't require them to pay them back.
But there's a quiet understanding that men have each other's back.
It's not. Where are you getting that from?
Men.
That's not.
And then they're, I don't know if you guys have, there's a book, I'm trying to remember the name of the title. Like if it's something called, I'm trying to remember the name, but it's basically an expose written by two men, and they talk about the things that, happen in the male world and why, for example, a man would protect his boy cheating. But it was an expose written by two men. And in it, one of the takeaways, I'm trying to remember the title, but in the takeaway, they claim men struggle to be vulnerable with women despite wanting to. And so they continue to protect one another because, quote unquote, you never know when it's going to be your turn.
You know why that is? You know why men are,
but that's where I got the source.
I know, but I'll give you the real. I don't know what they were saying, but I'll tell you why most men struggle with being vulnerable with women, because they literally say it out loud. Like I've had this conversation with probably 100 men on these lives before. So the reason why men struggle with vulnerability is because it's a power struggle, right? The more vulnerable a man is with a woman, the more open he is with a woman, the less perceived power he has in the relationship. So men are protecting their power in their mind. They are protecting their power in the relationship. Therefore, they will not let the women get too close. Because a woman can't, like, once a woman knows, too much, then it's harder to manipulate her, right? And that is why men are typically not open to being vulnerable with women in the ways that it would give the woman a lot of insight, right? Enough insight to combat his problematic behaviors when they crop up, and they will crop up. So that's what it is. It's not that any of that weird stuff that I've heard men try to say, as far as like, oh, a woman will use your vulnerabilities against you. They don't even know what that looks like. When you ask a man, what does it look like for a woman to use that vulnerability against you? They usually can't. The thing that they usually describe is like, the woman you guys got into an argument, and then the woman will bring up something that you did in the past, something you said in the past, or maybe the way you interact with other people to help you understand why you guys are having a problem in the interim, right? Like in the immediate. She'll bring up something like, yeah, the reason why you have this same problem with your coworkers. you have this same problem with your brother. You have this same, and it's not to like shame you. It's to get you to be like, oh, okay, maybe I am the problem. Maybe the issue really is me. Maybe it's not me trying to, because we know that men in these scenarios will deflect and gaslight. So to center him, to get him in a place of like a common ground, she will bring up other scenarios to tie everything together. Like, do you not see your behavior? You got fired from this job for your temper. Your basketball team, your whatever basketball team didn't want you on the team. You got into a fight with the coach. You got into a fight 2 weeks ago at the gas station. Your mom doesn't really like you to be around because you argue with everybody. Like, she's just laying it out. And then I told you that in private. I told you, man, it's just you and me in here. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that like a reason why I think we are here is because you will not accept that you are creating these issues. So no, men are not being not. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was gonna say, you know what's so strange about that? Because like I have, close relationships with female friends, and I've been friends with them since I was a child, like early high school. So they know a lot about me. And there have been times where we've been having a conversation and they've done something like that to me. Like they've said, back when blah, 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 like they'll bring something up to like tie it together of like, you kind of doing that same thing right now. And it'd be like an epiphany moment. Like, oh shit, you're right.
You're like, damn, I am. Yeah. That's
like, why would I ever think that they are doing that to try to like throw it in my face or like to be malicious when this is like one of my closest friends?
Because the timing of it, if we're in conflict and we're trying to get
that's when you bring it up.
But I'm just saying that's why people would think that
No. But that's when you bring it up, though.
But why don't you bring it up when I'm doing it instead?
Why would it matter?
That's when you're doing it in conflict. That's when you're doing it.
It's happening in the conflict. I'm bringing it up because we're talking about it now. But the argument is never. The men deflect, and the argument is now we are arguing about the argument, right? Now you want to argue about the example that I brought up. And another reason why men don't understand this or won't accept this, right, is because men do this to women, and men all do this time. to their male friends.
I don't think it's a male thing. I think narcissistic.
It is a man thing. Yes, it is a man.
I've seen women do it too.
I didn't say women,
but it's intentionally passive aggressive.
I cannot stand when we are having a general discussion and somebody says women do it too, as if I'm a fucking idiot and I'm saying that no women do this. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's not
of course, women. If you know that's what I'm saying, then there is no need in stating that, because then you are stating the what? The obvious.
Correct.
Obviously, we know that women can do that too and do it too.
Correct.
Right? Who does it more? Who does it under these circumstances? That is what we are talking about right now. And overwhelmingly, it is men. It is a male problem that men. Why are you? It's not you just wanting to talk, but you don't be one. It's crazy. Trig was explaining what was going on with him. You wasn't listening. You even said, hey, I wasn't listening. What's going on? If you don't want to have the discussion, if you just want to be here to like argue, I'll just let you argue. You can just argue with yourself. I don't.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
Because I'm so confused. I really feel like I'm taking the time to explain to you like why what you're saying is wrong, and trust and believe. I know the talking points. I understand them. I'm telling you that is wrong. That men are not being vulnerable because we genuinely fear like that women are going to do anything to us. They're not going to do anything to us. That is not what men fear. I promise you that's not what men fear. I could whatever. You don't believe me, whatever. I'm telling you that shit is not the thing. It's crazy. Go ahead. You can go ahead now, Onyx. I'm sorry. I can go.
I don't have anything to add.
Hey, Tree, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so when we talk about men being vulnerable, men aren't vulnerable to be vulnerable. They're always vulnerable to get something from a woman. It's always a manipulation tactic every time. And we see this a lot, and none of us really call it out. And then when we call it out, our male friends want to fight us. Like, bro, I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to make you a better person. And now you want to fight me over it. Like, it's ridiculous because they don't have the emotional capacity to do any type of introspection about themselves. And I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. Is like, for me, I'm Christian. If you've ever talked to a Christian man, they legitimately will come up with every excuse in the book not to do any introspection. Talking about, I found God, I did this. It's like, that's not introspection. You didn't do anything to change yourself, and you're still doing the same behaviors we called you out for. So when we talk about vulnerability, men don't do vulnerability. They have just manipulation tactics that they call vulnerability.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That when men be being vulnerable, that is usually, that's it.
I also got to add, like when we talk about when it's impossible to be a good woman, it's because men will always shift the goalpost. Like every time, like a woman's like, oh, well, I've done this. And then they're like, well, that's not good enough. I'm going to shift it over here. Men intentionally will do things to not give women respect instead of just being like, I don't want to respect you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least be honest. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm going to be like, do whatever you want. Cause it's not like, don't include me in whatever mess you got going over there. But it's like, at least be honest. Like, y'all want to blame women for everything. Like this whole, I've been seeing it on TikTok because I deleted TikTok and came back. I've been seeing Hiplet. Like, what are y'all like? Y'all are just making up things to hate women. And it bothers me because it's like, I'm a short man. I have a brother. I have an older brother and my younger brother. Both of my brothers are 6 foot and taller. I have never been hated on because I'm short. Maybe we'll banter with each other, but no woman.
Like y'all might bag on each other, but you're not going out in the world experiencing like some fucking hate.
I think one time I was rejected for being short. And it was in high school. And the girl was taller than me. She was like 5'10". Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to move on about my life. But like, y'all want to hold on to things that happened when you were like 15.
And the average man is taller than the average woman. So I'm not understanding where all of these like, you know, like really excessively short guys. But all the guys I know, pretty much all except for one man that I know that's short, they're all married, were married, have children, get women, have women. You know what I mean? Like height ain't never stopped. None of the men I knew. That's like a relatively new thing in my estimation. That's like a new excuse. I'm saying that men have been using. But yeah, even when I was coming up, my homie was 5'6" and I was 6 foot, and he got just as many girls as I, you know what I'm saying? Like he tall, he dressed nice, he was funny, he was outgoing, he was athletic. Like it was never an issue. I just never saw that. I never saw it.
I'm speaking from experience because I grew up kind of on like that uglier end until I glowed up in high school. So I hit the height of like that Andrew Tate thing, and that really affected me growing up. And now that I really think about it, I'm like, you were a dumb teenager. Like, it doesn't matter now. But it's like when I look at grown men talking about, well, women don't like this. Like I saw a podcast and the guy was talking about, well, men will date a McDonald's worker, but a woman wouldn't. It's like, yeah, because you're desperate and you want to control somebody.
But they would. I mean, a man who would date a McDonald's worker probably works at McDonald's, but a man that makes $200,000 a year ain't dating or marrying a fucking McDonald's worker. But let me
100%.
Let me go to Go Getter real quick. Go ahead, Go Getter.
Yeah, y'all niggas are pandering like really hard. Both y'all niggas is pandering to these bitches, and it makes no like. What the fuck? Is this for money? Is this for attention? Like, what do y'all got going on?
So before I block you, what is the definition of pandering?
So you're trying to
What is the definition of pandering?
It's like
what
you
is
really
the
are
definition
just
of pandering? What is the definition of pandering?
Get the fuck out my ear. We know what pandering is, bro. I'm not gonna even sit here and argue with you. You know what that shit is.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you, but why we gotta be bitches? Like, you got an issue with this man because you think they pandering and you calling us bitches 5 seconds into your damn conversation. How we get in it?
That was
fuck me for. What did I
do? What did I do? He been on here before. Jug Man, what's good?
I just want. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you coming up, Trey. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, a man that make $200,000 a year, he not really trying to settle down. Like
How
with
would
you
just
know?
anybody.
How you know? Oh, you saying with
Jinx.
Trust me, I got friends.
He's saying no. He's
and
saying.
plus me.
Hold on, wait. You don't make $200,000 a year. Wait, you said with just anybody though. Got you. I hear you. I respect that. Yep, you're right. Not with just anybody. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, listen, a man can date a woman that works at a Mickey D's. You know what I'm saying? He just can't be in a relationship with her. He can have, I want to say, fun with her. But then, you know what I'm saying, you got to throw her back out there. But if I got my own house, my own crib, you're really not trying to settle down with damn one of these American women.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a passport, going overseas.
Because you have
and
a
have you a
house.
good time because anything.
Because you have your own crib. Because you have a place to lay your head. You can't
Right.
mess with none of these American women.
You know,
something that they all also,
You really
mostly
can't
also
because
have.
You know what you're
Listen.
saying though? But hold on, Jugman. You know what you're saying? You're saying that men need women just to do the most basic of things, like get it, hold down a job, make money, buy a house, buy a car, have nice things in most cases. But for the few men that don't need a woman to do that, then they don't want to be with a woman. So you're just saying that you're just openly admitting that men just use women for their living, right?
No, I'm just saying some fact. In America, it's built different.
No.
Systematically, this country.
No, hey, go back. That is what you're saying. If that's not what you're saying, tell me how that's not what you're saying. You're saying that if a man doesn't have his own home, if a man is in need of some support, then he is more likely to be with a woman, correct?
I'm saying he's more likely to submit to a woman. Yeah.
No, not submit. That I know you don't even know what that word means. Is he more likely to be with a woman, to be in partnership, in a relationship with a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is literally what you're saying. That's why I'm like, why are you fighting it now? That's what you're saying. That's what you came up here saying. So hold on. So if you're essentially admitting to that men in general, because most men don't make $200,000, young man. Most men are struggling.
No. Listen.
Yes. No.
Don't go on that statistic.
Listen.
Don't go on that statistic.
You are why? It's accurate.
No,
I'm not gonna make
the
up.
statistic is not accurate.
Sorry.
No, it's not.
It is. I'm not about to argue with you about the median income of people in America. It is extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. So, anyways, it is. You can't. How do you argue against that? We got to pay taxes. We know how much. Like firms report how much money they're paying out. Like, what are you talking about? It is a known thing.
Avoid taxes.
Sir. All right. You want to get? What do you want to?
You sound stupid and broke. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, we're not about to argue with a toothless man about the average income.
And I got my own.
You don't even have teeth. You got to be quiet on the creek.
Okay. All right. I'm not finna disrespect you. You beneath me. You beneath me. I didn't disrespect you. I didn't come at you like that. But you beneath me. Yeah, that wig on. Take that wig off.
It's actually my natural hair. It's not a wig, but thank you. It does look good.
Yeah, you part of the other family.
Hold on.
You ain't even human.
Hey, stop. You're just saying weirder and weirder stuff. So, you first of all,
it's okay for her to disrespect me.
Yes, you're being disrespectful, sir. You are. Sorry,
but I can't disrespect.
You don't think it's? I'm just saying. Okay, so you want to go tit for tat with a woman? Go ahead, brother. Prove to everybody how smart and how tough you are by going back and forth with a woman. No, I'm just saying.
You're not going to disrespect me and call me out of my. She just said I ain't got no teeth.
Jugman, do you have teeth?
She just said I don't have teeth.
Do you have all of your teeth?
What if I didn't?
Then she was right. Then why are you mad?
I said it's like you don't have all your
What if I didn't have all my teeth?
The
This
truth
is
is the
right.
hardest. I'm so sorry.
She's right.
But why you gotta get disrespectful?
How is
I
it
didn't come at you.
disrespectful?
No,
It's just the
It's
truth.
true.
I can hear that you don't have them
But
all.
I have all my teeth. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Okay, you
I
got
have
all your
all my
hold on.
teeth.
Now, this is a side note. This is a side quest. Are these teeth? Did you buy them, or did they grow out of your gums, your bones in your mouth?
All my teeth is mine.
They're all yours. Okay.
Born
And you
with
have,
all my teeth.
and you don't have them. You mean you got them in a jar, or they all?
It doesn't matter.
It
It
do matter
doesn't
for
matter.
the argument. Okay, never mind. Fuck it.
It
So you got all
doesn't
your
matter.
teeth in your mouth, and I'm happy for you. Okay. So either way, you do have all of your teeth. Why are you mad? You got all your
You
teeth.
getting disrespectful. Well, if somebody
cares?
disrespects you, who cares? I care.
Who cares? Why?
Because you're not
How
finna
old are you?
disrespect me
How old are you?
on
How
any
old are you?
platform.
How old are
I'm
you?
44. I'm 44.
Ain't no way you only 44. Ain't no motherfucking
I'm 44. I'm
44
old,
times
man.
40, nigga. 44 times 40. 44 plus 40, nigga. Don't
Let
play
me
with
tell you something.
Nah, Joe.
Y'all be
How old
living
are
some
you?
hard
Don't let
lives,
these
man.
women
Y'all be
rib
living the
you up,
hardest
man.
lives.
There's a lot of women out here. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of women out here
Cam
that
up,
enjoy
man.
life. They don't do
Nah,
this.
cam up, dog.
But at the
I gotta
end
see.
of the day,
Nah,
don't no
man.
man need no woman for nothing.
That sounds queer. That sounds very
But
queer
that's
to me.
real. How's that
I mean,
queer?
it's real queer.
So you
very
need
queer.
a woman for what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't even. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. I've done these numbers a million times, but so men live longer when they have women. They're healthier when they have women. They're happier when they have women. They're more productive when they have women. They're more likely to be employed when they have women. They make more money when they have women. I would say, by all intents and purposes, men need women. I don't know why y'all get up here like now. I hear you if you say in a perfect world and men shouldn't need women. Yes, I agree. We should not need women. We should be completely high functioning human beings on our own. Blah 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 blah. Right? Like I'm
There
down
you
with
go.
you. Yes, I'm here. But saying
But at
men
the
don't
end of
need
the
women.
day,
Listen. Saying men don't need women, you're applying that to the men that are already here, living on this planet, and these men have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they need women. Without a doubt, they need women. I'm sorry, they need women. I wish they did.
I'm talking about for support or financial.
Financing. Most men are
No, they
broke.
don't.
Most men are poor.
No, they
most men,
don't.
yeah, they are.
No, they
How many
not,
men-
bro. I'm
How many
telling
men
bro.
have you dated? How many men have you dated?
None, never. Dated.
Okay, then where are you getting this perspective from? You've never dated a man, so you say. You've never been tricked on by a man. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like a man ain't ever wined and dined you, but yeah, here you are, capable for men. Talking about, no, they're not broke. I've been in their bedroom.
I'm
Like, what are
telling
you
you,
talking about?
listen.
How you know they ain't broke?
My uncle,
The numbers say, listen to what I'm saying,
dad,
Jugman. Hold on, Jugman, listen to what I'm saying. The numbers say the men are broke. You're saying they're not.
exactly.
So I'm taking that, I'm looking at it like, so it's anecdotal. And then I have to ask the question, how many men have
Let
you
me
dated?
tell you. Let me tell you something. We have learned to adapt to this country. This country wants the IRS to just,
shit.
they want to tax you on everything. You got to learn how to avoid that.
Only broke niggas complain
Nobody's
about
going to
taxes.
give the IRS those real numbers,
Hold on, I'm
but
gonna
the
tell you
women.
something. I'm gonna tell
The
you something.
women are scary.
Only broke niggas. Only broke niggas and very, very, very wealthy niggas worried about paying taxes. I promise you.
What you call
Broke
Donald Trump?
niggas and very.
What you
I'm talking
call
about
don't make
like
sense.
Elon
How can the
Musk.
broke wealthy men avoid taxes? How can they be either gonna be broke or wealthy?
No. There's middle. What do you mean? There's broke men. There's well-to-do men, and there's extremely wealthy men, right? Because
No,
wealth is
you
a
have
sliding
fools.
scale.
You have fools. Women are fools. They scary.
I don't want to hear this weird shit. This is why she said you was missing your teeth. The
Mind you, he
illuminating
paid
one.
$5,000 a year in taxes.
I ain't gonna even lie.
If that.
My wife did our taxes, and man,
nobody's gonna. I know you did as well.
I salute that.
I know you hear the truth.
She worked out some things on that thing. I ain't gonna even hold you. Go ahead, the illuminated one. Hey, Judge man, I gotta drop you, bro. I gotta drop you, bro. I know, I got you. I didn't want to, bro. You couldn't stay quiet. Go ahead, the illuminated one.
It takes almost no effort to be a good man. It's almost impossible to be a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't be a good woman. Fuck what they think. Stop trying to appease society. Society is always going to try to put you down no matter what effort you put in. You get a degree, it's, oh, she got a degree. She thinks she's too smart for us. You don't get a degree, oh, she a dummy. She don't know shit. Like, you can't win either way.
Okay. Erica Taylor said, who Uncle Father done escape from the oh man. We kicked off Bunny. Oh, we didn't kick her. She dropped though. Biku said, are we doing Keep Sweet? Gross. Drop her. They didn't like Bunny, man. Bunny was annoying as fuck. Is that what you had to say? What happened? Why they what? Y'all brought this man up. He must have been saying something weird in the comments. What was the?
Yeah, I was trolling in the comments.
Why are you always doing that shit? Don't be scared.
I'm bored.
If you can troll in the comments, troll up here because y'all don't be trolling. Y'all be meaning everything y'all say.
I meant every word of what I meant every word of my trolling. You right about that. I wasn't like trolling. Yeah.
So then it's not really trolling. You just saying what you actually mean.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
Now you gotta go back and find out what I said because see, trolling.
No, I don't actually.
Like I don't care what you said. I'm just saying y'all always saying y'all trolling, but you really be saying shit you actually mean.
Yep, and mean it.
So
because I didn't really say anything I have to like take back.
Okay, what did you say?
I kind of like when you was asking him like, oh, how you know men are broke, but you date men? And I was just like, how you know? Would you date them?
No, by the numbers. Because
I know, yeah. Then you said that part, yeah. And I was like, I see your point now. At that time, I just came in. I didn't really catch like the full conversation. I just heard you asking him like, how you know you dating them? How you know you dating them? And then you said something about like most men are broke. Then I was just like, being funny. I really assume you have some statistics. That's my first rodeo with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm so confused, but I don't be understanding the trolls. I'm not I don't troll people.
Yeah, I come on here to have fun. Like if I feel like it's an echo chamber, I might just jump on the other side just to ruffle some feathers, get people talking.
It's interesting.
But I like to go back to the comments if you don't mind.
I don't mind actually. I appreciate
Very
that.
strange. Going back to the Bunny situation though, my issue, just because I wanted to say this, but we got moved away from the conversation. My issue with her and women like her is that a lot of times they are projecting their behaviors onto other women. Like when they come up and they say stuff like, oh, women will, whatever the hell she was trying to say, selective morality, just using words wrong. But when they say stuff like, oh, women will know something is wrong and, just ignore it or just do it anyway, especially if it's their friend, blah, blah. Y'all are projecting your own behaviors. You do shit, specifically you, Bunny, that is dead ass fucking wrong. Dead wrong.
Yeah.
And you justify your own bad behaviors. And one of those dead wrong things that you do is try to grift and pander to men, and you're not even making no money for it. I'm not even as mad that you do it. I'm more mad that you keep doing this shit for free. Just like the rest of all of y'all get online and y'all gotta lie and protect men just to pander to them, just to grift to them for free.
I think she's doing it for dick.
Oh, I could believe that for sure. That's the payment. Never mind. I take it back.
And that's saying a lot because it is easy to get. For a woman, I would assume
you don't have to do all this. I promise you.
I feel like you really could just get some dick anywhere, anytime, like Janet Jackson said.
And if you do have to do all this, you're just not that girl. Give it up. I'm just tired of
They
it.
said I'm glitching.
I'm tired of listening to it.
They said I'm glitching. Oh man, what's happening? Let's see what's happening. It says glitching. Brown. I can't even read this. Braun Winnipeg. Winpenet. Braun Winpenet. Appreciate you. She said, you have the most patience of any man I've ever listened to. You, public offender, have so much patience. I appreciate that. My patience is kind of thin. I be blocking these niggas. I think y'all just don't. I be blocking them. That's why my patience is like, it seems like it's whatever. I just be blocking them. I don't have the patience. I ask them to come up. They don't come up. I block them. It's comment niggas that do that. It's so glitchy. We back, I guess. Oh shoot, it's glitchy again. What a weird glitch. Yep, I see it glitching. Yep, I see it glitching on my other one. Hold on. Let me jump off Wi-Fi. Y'all let me know if that's better. I jumped off the Wi-Fi. Let me know if that's better. I jumped off the Wi-Fi. Okay. It was the Wi-Fi then. All right.
I do agree with the prompt, though. I haven't had a chance to answer it. But I say this all the time. The only thing that really is required for you to be labeled a good man is for you to not be the worst man. Like the bad men are so bad that they've kind of set the bar in hell. So it's like anything better than that is, all it really takes to be considered a good man. Like I joke a lot about the phrase "at least," and I think women use that a lot when it comes to men. Like women use that phrase a lot when talking about men that they're dating or their partners, their husbands, whatever. It's at least he's not, or at least he don't, because we compare them to the worst of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas women are getting compared to the best of us. Like, and that's really on like the average woman, like you have to be Mother Teresa to be considered a good woman, because on average, women ain't that fucking bad. So it's like, if you're just a halfway decent woman, it's like, you're a dime a dozen. There's nothing special about that.
And I think that Bunny she actually was saying that, you know what I'm saying, at some point in time, but then she went off because she was saying no, it's just like an assumption. And I'm like, it's not an assumption though. It's a reality. And that's why I was asking her, like, all right, so how is the average woman bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what I mean? Like, where's the average man isn't even experiencing a fraction of the abuse that the average woman is facing. Hey, Edwards, you might be new here, right? But here's the thing. If you say something stupid in the comments, right, I like for you to come up and I like to give you the opportunity to explain the stupidity. So if I invite you up and you don't come up, then I naturally assume you're just a troll and you're not really here to engage in the conversation. Thus, I must block you. Just FYI. So if you would like to stay and participate, I'm more than happy with you staying and participating. If you come up, you could come up and whatever. You can stay in the whatever. But if you don't come up, I'm just going to block you. I feel like that's fair, right? Because I'm not sensitive. I'm actually the opposite of sensitive. I'm very combative, and I don't like when people like throw rocks from the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Like, get on the field, get in the field, my nigga, right? So, Yeah, you're more than welcome to come up. Y'all like to claim that everybody is that we want an echo chamber and you know, all that weird shit. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's why you're here. What is considered neglect from a mother is not considered neglect from a father. Yep, that's facts. Yeah, the bar for men is very low. To your point, Shan, you know what women will say about men also is a woman, even other women, they will say like, oh, he comes home every night. Well, at least he comes home every night. Oh, well, at least he doesn't. And you know, and the thing or the doesn't thing is usually like the most like, oh, he got a job, at least he worked. At least he
And,
you know
and somebody put a great
the
example
in
the comments. She said even the whole voice memo debacle, it was, well, at least he's not pressuring her in person. It's like they're always getting compared to like the worst of their behaviors and the worst of them. And so it's easy to be considered a good man when we think to compare you, we're thinking of like the men who like, because when you say at least he's not pressuring her in person, what you're really saying is at least he wasn't grapey towards her in person, or at least he didn't grape her. Because like we always have to think about the worst thing that a man could do. Like, oh, well, he gets really angry at you sometimes and he punched the wall. At least he didn't punch you.
Yeah. It's always to get a woman to tolerate a level of abuse, I feel like. And then the bar just gets lower and lower and lower. And we're all, men and women are all conditioned to do that for men, right? We're all conditioned to make those excuses for men. How is it impossible to be a good woman? I invited you up, Glad. If you, hopefully you can make it up here. Go ahead, No More War. Let's see. Let's listen to this.
What's going on, my man?
Chilling.
You all right?
Yes, sir. Would you like to address the prompt?
100%. You say that it takes almost no effort to be a good man. It's almost impossible to be a good woman. What do you mean by that? Before I speak on it, I want you to elaborate on what you mean by that.
Okay.
I've been talking about it for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, but whatever though, I'll do it.
I mean, I can speak on it. You know, if you don't want to explain it, I can speak on it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's for you to think, right? Like, if you like think about what does it feel like to you? What is it? I think it's more interesting than me just telling you. It doesn't have to be like an argument necessarily.
No, there's no argument. Trust me, there's no argument at all. This I think is insane. It doesn't make sense at all. It takes effort.
What about it doesn't make sense? Okay.
When you say that it's almost impossible to be a good woman, that's not true.
Yeah. Okay. What is a good woman? Like what does society say is a good woman? What are some of the common characteristics and traits of good women?
I agree that they are very hard to find in today's time.
What is society say? Why did you just?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very hard to find in today's time. I agree with that. But good women do still exist.
Brother, what makes a woman good? That's what I'm asking you.
Her faith in God.
Oh, God. Okay, leave religion out of it. Actual characteristics, traits,
but
common practices.
I got you. It does, but what I just said had nothing to do with religion.
It does.
Okay. That had nothing to do with religion.
Christ.
It's just common sense. But when I say that a woman that has faith in God, she knows the order of life.
Mm-hmm.
She knows the order. And
she needs to be submissive. Like, let's get some meat and bones.
Hold on. Yeah. She doesn't turn away her God. She doesn't turn away against her God-given nature.
Oh, hey, man. I'm going to ask you again. Break it down. Give me 2, 3, 4 things that you think makes a woman a good woman. Don't be vague. Be specific.
her love for men,
Nigga, what does that mean?
her love for her children. She's a natural nurturer.
Okay. What does it mean to be nurturing? What does that look like?
Come on, man. I don't have to break that down, man.
You
don't know what a woman looks like when she nurtures?
You definitely have to break that down. What does it look like when a woman is nurturing? That is a vague statement. What does that look like?
It depends. It depends. She can nurture her baby. She can nurture her husband. I mean, in many ways. There's many ways. She can nurture her children. There's many ways.
What does it look like for a woman to nurture somebody?
Well, you can say a woman cooking for her husband. That's nurturing.
Okay. So labor. Okay. Cooking, labor. Okay. Women doing free labor.
Feeding her baby from her, I can't say the word, but
her bosom.
Right. That's nurturing.
So breastfeeding. Okay. Breastfeeding. Okay. What else? What about how she treats the people? Is that where does that come in?
Right, I was getting there. That's the next one.
Oh,
right.
He was gonna get there.
And she treats others. A woman. When I said that she has faith in God, her love, the faith in God. A woman who has that, she treats her neighbor in the same way that God treats her.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I got to tell you something, and I don't know if it's because it's Thursday and I just got off of like a 5.5 hour road trip in the car. I'm just gonna say it. I hate you niggas. I'm just gonna tell it. I can't.
His highest level of education is Vacation Bible School.
I'm just done. I can't stand you motherfuckers.
You don't agree with nothing I just said?
No.
That's amazing, man.
It don't even mean nothing. How can I agree with some shit that don't mean nothing, my nigga? I've asked you the question 13 different times and you cannot answer it. Look, ask me, what does it look like to be a good woman? Ask me.
What does it look like to be a good woman?
I'm glad you asked, sir. What I think society says when they say that a woman is a good woman is they want a woman to do as much labor as possible, take as much abuse as possible, and don't push back at all. And the more a woman can take, the more abuse a woman can take, the more neglect a woman can take from society in general, from her men, from a man specifically, whoever it is, the more abuse she can take and the more labor she can do, the better of a woman she will be considered. That's what I think society thinks about what makes a woman a good woman. I don't think it has anything to do with, I won't say anything, but I mean, like, I don't think it has anything to do with, like, her breastfeeding children. I don't think that has anything to do with it, because women do all of that shit. When you say it's hard to find a good woman, you sound like a dipshit. It's so easy to find a good woman.
It's the truth. No, it's not.
It's not the truth.
No, it's not.
Even by the dumb shit you just said, that's the average woman.
No, it's not.
The average woman doesn't raise her child?
No.
Who is raising the kids if the women aren't raising the kids, brother?
What do you mean who are raising the kids?
Who's raising? What do you mean? Nigga, that ain't a hard question.
In which community?
Who raising them?
Nature? I said, in which community are you talking about? You got
all of any community.
All of them. It depends.
In any community.
Some men are single parents. So we can't just say that.
God damn, y'all are fucking dumb.
These niggas is dumb, dude.
I can't take it, man.
Brother,
I'm trying to tell you, I fucking hate these niggas. I'm not playing. Like, I can't stand them. I can't.
It's not even emotional. Maybe it is emotional, but I don't think you understand because you've never been smart before. It's so hard to talk to stupid fucking people. It is actually infuriating. I know you wouldn't get it, but it's very infuriating for people to be so fucking stupid.
No more war. You ever seen that viral clip? If Johnny had 5 apples, that was a mother teaching a child and she was that upset. That's a child. Right. A little kid, right? We get frustrated with little babies. Imagine that with the 40-year-old fucking man. Like 2 40-year-old men talking to each other, and one of them is acting like that fucking child with that mother in that video. Imagine that shit. That wouldn't make you just blow your fucking lid. Like, nigga, that shit is like, what the fuck? And I know you playing in our face. That's the worst part about it. Like, what the fuck is happening? This shit is stupid. I'll be like, for the love of God, what is going on? It is not this difficult to have this discussion. You think women are hard to find? You think good women are hard to find? Then I ask you what makes a woman a good woman, and you describe the most basic bullshit that 99% of women do. Then when I pointed out the fact that, well, yeah, women are doing that. If they're not doing it, then who is? You. Your stupid ass response was, well, some men take care of the kids too. I know some men take care of children.
Like some women.
Do most men raise the children or do most of the rearing of the children? No.
It depends, man. It depends on what community you're talking about. It just depends. It depends on the demographic,
What community, nigga? What community?
It depends on demographic.
The seahorse community under the fucking sea? Fucking puffins? What community are you talking about?
Let me ask real quick. Do you believe women are better than men?
Yes.
And why
yes.
Why do you believe that?
Because of all of the science, because of the history, because they don't unalive people. They're not abusive in general. They're not manipulative in general. I'm talking about quantifiably. Women are decent people as a group. That doesn't mean just for the dummies in the back. I'm not saying all women are good, first and foremost, and I'm not saying women are perfect. These are completely different fucking conversations. Are you asking me, are most women, this is the question, and I'm not saying you're saying this verbatim, I'm saying this is the real question that we're having, though. This is the conversation. Are women a net negative or a net positive on society? Right? Women are overwhelmingly, statistically, scientifically, historically proven to be a net positive on society. No, there is no question, no doubt. There's no confusion, none whatsoever. Right? Okay, cool.
Right.
No, women.
Some women.
In general. No.
Let me ask.
Most women.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of women. Your mama, my mama, Shan's mama, Shan being a mother, my wife, your woman. Hopefully you don't have one, but like the overwhelming majority of women. The overwhelming majority of women are not harmful. Let's just start there. The overwhelming majority of women are not. I
have a wife, man, and she'll disagree with you.
Okay, nigga, your wife.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
He would say you sound weak, man. She said you sound like a beta male.
Please don't do it. Let me.
Stop pandering women, man.
You don't even know what pandering is, man.
Tell these women the truth, brother.
All right, go ahead, Austin.
Well, I mean, this is kind of interesting. I just wanted to I wanted to just know where this prompt came from and kind of your meaning. I just wanted to elaborate before I even say a word.
Why? What do you think it means?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you to define it. You read the prompt.
Yeah, for you. I know what I think about it. I've been talking about it for an hour and 30 minutes. Right?
I haven't been listening to you for an hour and 30 minutes.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I've had the conversation for a long time. So you can tell us what you think. It's pretty simple. It takes almost no effort to be a good man, to be considered a good man by society. It takes almost no effort.
What are you defining by good?
The way people define what it means to be a good man. Like, for an example, I gave this example earlier. So let's think on like a political leader, right? Like you like Donald Trump, right? You're a Trumper.
No.
Like Donald.
No.
Not anymore. Okay.
No,
you were
previously.
Not anymore. Yeah, you were a Trumper. Okay. But Donald Trump is a terrible human being. He's been a terrible human being probably his whole life, right? And you could say his father made him that way and his grandfather, they're part of the KKK and whatnot. But Donald Trump is a terrible human being. Even if he got into office and he gave black people reparations, he would still be a terrible human being. Donald Trump is a rapist. His ex-wife said he raped her under oath multiple times. E.G. and Carroll has said that he raped her. Multiple women have said it. He's in the Epstein files, right? So on and so forth. He's a terrible human being, right? But as a society, we will look past all of that and still vote for him, exalt him, protect him, defend him, so on and so on and so on, right? So you don't, and people will call him a good man. Still, but tons of followers that will call, probably close to half the country would still call him a good man, right? I think that's setting the bar very low for me. Wouldn't you say, if we're calling Donald Trump a good man? Or at the very least,
I wouldn't. I would not make the claim that Donald Trump is good. Just like I definitely wouldn't make the claim that I am good. I don't think, and I would approach this question from a ontological and a theological perspective. So no, I wouldn't make that claim. I would not. And then which leads me to the second prompt, which is it's almost impossible to be a good woman. I actually vehemently disagree with that as well. I don't think it's impossible for a woman to be good. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I believe that I believe it is inherently possible for both men and women to achieve close to the status of what we would call good. But I would argue that there are more good women in the world than there are in many instances than there are good men. I wouldn't make the claim that it's almost impossible to be a good woman. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So in society, I'll also give another example. So for an example, would you say that most men want to sleep, like the average man wants to sleep with as many women as he possibly can?
The undisciplined men, yes, I would say
the average man. I promise you, I don't need a caveat to it. I'm asking it for a reason. Right. Then I would just ask you, is the average man undisciplined? And then the answer would be yes. So let's stick to what I'm saying. The average man, does the average man want to sleep with as many women as he possibly can?
Does he want to? Okay. Does he want to? Sure. If I have to grant that premise, does he want to? Sure. But wants are endless. So yes.
No. I mean, he actively tries to.
No.
Like when I say I want.
No. I don't grant that he actively tries to. No, I don't grant that. I think that the desire might be. I just said what I said. I don't think the average, because if you look at my generation, the men in my generation and younger are reporting already having less sex and not desiring you in as many partners as they did even 10, 15 years ago. So no, that's not the data doesn't support that.
Well,
in my generation, now mind you, I'm 30 years old.
I got you. So two things: A, the men not having access to SMEX, or the men not sleeping with as many women is directly connected to women not wanting to sleep with the men. First and foremost.
Absolutely, 100%.
Secondly, yeah, I know. So it's not like they don't desire to. They don't have access. That's what an incel.
But no. Secondly, that's not entirely true either, because there are both of those things.
Say it's entirely true, brother. I'm not speaking in definites. I'm saying the majority of the men who are reporting that they're virgins or they haven't slept with a woman in a year or whatever the case may be, like the studies show, those men, a huge reason why they're not, they pursued women, they were rejected by copious amounts of women, right? Or it don't even have to be, or they could just be rejected by women in general, right? Whatever. And then they gave up on women. That's what happened. Women are choosing not to sleep with men, right? Generally speaking, women are the ones that's like, I don't want to sleep with these men. The men are weird, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get pregnant, whatever, right? I want to get out, and women are not getting married younger. They're getting married old. All these things, right, are playing into this. So back to my point. If men want to sleep, if the average man wants to sleep with as many women as he possibly can, which I know is true, if the average man wants to sleep with as many women as he possibly can, then why is it that same group of men, if and when they do sleep with a woman, they instantly begin to dehumanize that woman? Is that also not common? that when men sleep
what
with
what are
women,
you defining as
calling them whores, saying that they won't be in a relationship with them.
Wait a minute.
Post-nut clarity, whatever you want to call it.
Wait a minute.
Recreational use. Like what?
Hold on. You just said something that I don't think necessarily follows. You just said that when these men sleep with these women, they instantaneously dehumanize them. I'm not. That line of logic doesn't necessarily follow. You're making a large leap. What evidence do you have that this is happening? Like what are you basing this off of?
So we playing stupid.
Treat women.
Shenanigans. We're not playing stupid.
What do you mean?
We're looking at. So hold on.
How men
again, I go back.
women.
Hold on, public. We go back to my original statement, which is what generation of men are you talking about? Because men in my generation, there is an increase in Gen Z and beyond, trending towards marriage now more than there was 10 years ago. There's more black and white.
Since when?
If you go look at there was a study that was released. Hold on, I would have to go into teacup mode and go to my phone to pull the study.
I just said since when? Because I literally
20. I'm talking about from 2021 up to the present. That's that's the study that I'm looking at. Now again, I would have to go back and pull it again, but I would have to go to teacup mode for that. But that's what I'm talking about.
Every study and every article I've read on this says the contrary. Every single one.
He also said working towards marriage. What does that even mean?
The numbers are so. What I'm saying is that the numbers of young males from ages 18 to 25 when they're asked, do they want to get married? Do they want monogamous relationships? There are higher percentages of young men saying that they do want monogamy across all races.
Not women.
Exactly.
I said men.
We already know that. No, you said young people, brother.
No, men. We're talking about men. My God, we're talking about men here. So men, young males.
It doesn't mean anything that the most red pill generation want to get married. Of course they do.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The women of their generation don't want to get married to them, though.
No, Shenanigans. So that's what I'm saying. If y'all go see, prime example, right? There was a trailer that Jubilee just released about this guy taking on the manosphere. The younger males are moving away from the red pill. That's what I'm saying. The younger males, we're actually seeing a shift away from that red pill BS. That's literally what I'm saying. So if you go look at
no, they're not.
Okay, what? So
where's this at? Where is this? Where's
again? I would have to go, I'm not going to go sit. I'm not going to go find the article right now because I have to go into teacup.
I'm not even asking you to find. I'm not even. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. I don't even. We getting in the weeds. I don't even care about that. I'm going. The only point I'm making is that men dehumanize women. The more a woman sleeps with a man, right, or men in general, men dehumanize that woman. They devalue that woman. Everybody. That is the general consensus about women. Body count matters. The lower the body count, the better she is, blah, 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 blah. That's not if we're going to play stupid and be like, I don't know about that, then there's no conversation, right? That is definitely the consensus among most
the body count thing is granted that hasn't really changed, but that's still not a dehumanization though, because
yes,
so hold on, let me respond.
It is very dehumanizing.
If I may respond,
hold on, brother. It is. I'm going to tell you why. It is very dehumanizing to say, I'm sleeping. That I want to sleep with you and I want to sleep with as many women as I possibly can. But after I do, your value on the dating market goes down. That is dehumanizing.
Okay,
so if that's not dehumanizing, what is?
So let me respond to that. What I'm saying, the reason I'm not going to make the claim that specifically is dehumanizing, if what you're talking about is hypocrisy, that's hypocritical. I'm not disagreeing with you there, but
it's both.
Let me respond in full if I might.
No, I'm telling you, it's both. It's not. That doesn't negate what I'm saying.
Okay, so
they're hypocrites.
Oh my God, I can't even get a sentence in public. If a man is,
I don't like when people are disingenuous.
I'm not being disingenuous. You don't like the way I'm trying to deal with the conversation.
You're just making my point.
I'm not. You haven't even allowed me to say anything. How can I make a point if you let me speak?
I'll tell you, you made it when you said they're being hypocritical. That's my point, brother.
Those kind of men are engaging. Oh my God. Can I finish a sentence in full? Is that possible? What I'm not disagreeing with you on is that is hypocritical, and that specifically, those actions conducted by those kinds of men is dehumanizing. However, what I'm trying to say in conjunction is, For a man to be concerned in a general sense, if we're talking about men that want to deal with monogamous relationships, which is the only kind of relationships I study and look at, are relationships that end in marriage, it is very logically valid for a man to be concerned with a woman's body count, just as it's very logically valid for a woman to be concerned with how much money a man makes, based around this.
You don't have to justify that.
Oh my
But
God!
you don't have to rationalize that. That's not the discussion.
Can I finish the sentence?
You don't have to rationalize that. I don't care about that. That's what I'm saying.
Of course,
you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
I'm listening. I just agreed with you. That's how I know I'm listening. I literally just agreed with you, but you don't want to let me finish for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because it is irrelevant to the discussion.
It's not irrelevant. You just don't want me to expound on a point.
What is the relevance?
After I've literally agreed with what you said. I literally just agreed with what you said. Literally. I literally said, I guess I know you're not listening. I literally just said that the kinds of men that engage in what you just described is both hypocritical and dehumanizing. I made that statement word for word. So I did.
Most men? Okay. Is that most men?
But within a particular age, within a particular generation,
no.
Yes.
Is that most men? Generally.
That most men is the
argument. There are 4 generations or 5 generations alive
is
right
that,
now.
So you're
not me.
Let me make sure I understand your question. You're saying, do most men dehumanize women after sex?
Yes.
I'm going to say no, not most.
All right. That's so you didn't agree with me, and I knew you didn't. That's what I'm saying, bro. My nigga.
I just said the kinds of men you're talking about. The kind of men you're talking about is the red pilled.
Stupid.
Brother, the kind of men you're talking about, are the red pill manosphere.
The kind of men he's talking about is most men. It's the average man.
I'm just talking about most men, bro.
You keep trying to make it some other demographic. He's literally just talking about men on average. You keep trying to skirt away from that by saying, well, no, it's the men between 18 and 21 who watch Red Pill and they used to be into anime and they went to Tokyo for their birthday.
No, shenanigans. All I'm saying is this, is that there is that is very, very true of the red pill community. But what I'm saying is that there's the larger
most men are red pill, because red pill is just
that's where our disagreement comes in. Because what I'm saying is I've been witnessing a movement away from that BS over the past 6 years since Kevin Samuels.
But you're not even away from it. So what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, shenanigans? How am I not
red pill?
You're red pill.
Okay, hold on, because now y'all are making a claim about me. So explain to me how I'm red.
You are defending red pillars right now.
No, I'm not.
Obfuscating. Can I finish? You are doing it right now by running cover by saying, "Well, it's not most." Well, in this demographic, this is what y'all do. Y'all like to other. You try to other yourself, and you try to other whatever demographic of men you belong to and act like it's not them when it is most young men and most men in my generation and most men older than me.
Okay, but like you didn't say how I'm specifically ripping. I'm not running cover for these fools. I don't care nothing about them boys. I am not the kind of man that tells women that their body count matters. I'm not the kind of man that cares what a woman's body count is. I just care as long as you don't bring me no disease. That's all I care about.
But you just said if men want to get married to women, it would make sense for them to care about her body count.
No, I didn't. I said that it makes much sense. I'm going to repeat what I said. I said that if a man is concerned about marriage, a woman's body count matters about as much to him as a man's wallet matters to a woman. Which, if you did just say that. Which, if you would have let me finish my statement in full, it
didn't change it. You did just say that.
Let me finish my statement in full.
The red pill bullshit at the end about the wallet.
Which, if you would have let me finish my statement in full, dating is the one area in every human being's life where their subjective opinion is also an objective standard. Because no one can tell you what you like or what you should like or what you shouldn't like. Is that right or wrong? If I tell you shenanigans, for example, it's
irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. That's what we're talking about.
Right or wrong, it's irrelevant.
Okay. Now so now someone's dating standards are irrelevant when we're talking about sexual intercourse, which typically happens between people that are dating, unless you're now advocating that people are just out there having one night stands, which is the kind of people that you're talking about, which is not true, which we know is not true.
What I'm talking about.
Okay, then. So how's what I'm saying irrelevant then, public? Make that make sense.
Because again, you keep meandering off into these.
I ain't meandering nothing.
I'm telling you, I am anti-red pill because that is a dangerous, damning philosophy, and it destroys the already fractured relationship fabric between black men and black women and men and women in general. I have never been pro-red pill under any circumstance.
What you're not understanding is that red pill is literally just misogyny, and it's on different spectrums. You're proving the prompt, honestly, because you're comparing yourselves to the worst of the worst misogynistic men or the worst red pillars to say that you're not one, which is exactly what I said was the prompt, why it takes no effort for y'all to be good men, because you just have to not be one of the worst to be good.
So you're also
you feel like I'm still
disagree with the second
speaking.
part.
I'm still speaking. I don't care about what you disagree with because that's not my point, and you don't listen. You're
No, I
always ready
listen.
to
You just gotta
jump
say something worth
in.
listening to.
You're always, that's fine. You haven't said shit worth listening to the whole time you've been up here, but we still had to listen to you. You're always ready to jump into the conversation before you hear the point that's even made. The point
After
is
asking to make the point, you asked me to make the point. Never mind. Go ahead.
yeah, the point that I'm making is that you are so defensive about being called red pill because you don't realize that red pill is just misogyny, and you are very, very misogynistic. Just because you might not be the Andrew Tate level red pillar does not mean you're not red pill, because you still have a ton of misogyny.
Yeah, the OG red
Give me an
pill
example.
book. The OG red pill book is the Bible. But wait, go.
The OG red pill book is the Bible. That's a lie.
No, it's not. That's where they get all they. That's where they get all their talking points from.
Really? Name one talking point that the Man and Spirit pulls from the Bible. Then
They use a lot of Paul. They use a lot of quotes from Paul about a lot of like the talking points of Paul to substantiate
God,
a lot of
man,
the
woman,
claims that
like
they
what?
have. Yeah.
No. Like what?
Yeah.
Give me a quotation
sure.
from the Apostle Paul.
We've heard a lot of men come in here and talk about submission specifically.
You know what? That's not. But see, that's not a. They can talk about it, but that's not a red pill statement, because just as when we make that statement. Okay, let me, if I may finish a sentence. That
If you just gonna take, hold on, Austin. If you just gonna take everything we tell, like when you say prove it, then we unequivocally prove it to you.
You didn't unequivocally prove anything. You said men talk about submission. I'm asking you. I asked for a direct quotation.
I'm about to get on to these other gentlemen, brother. I got it.
Of course you would. Of course you would, because they're easy to talk to, which is typical. Fucking typical.
Y'all are all the same to talk to. You're not special.
Oh, bullshit.
They're not easier to talk to. Y'all all the same to talk to. They about to say the same dumb shit as you. Wait, just wait and listen. Stay in the comments and listen.
I would like to add that his political conservatism is also a form of red pill. You don't have to necessarily subscribe to misogyny, which, you know, it all falls in line together, but you might be misogynistic light, but politically right or politically conservative, and that is also a form of red pill.
Yep. I just want to. I brought these two gentlemen up here. They were saying something in the comments, but I wasn't really following. Go ahead, Quantavious. Ask your question.
Yes, hello everyone. I simply wanted you to quantify most by percentage. The term most is very subjective and speculative. And then two, I wanted you to define
about what though?
When you
about
said
what?
most
What
men, you said most men. I wanted you just to quantify most, because again, the term most is very speculative and subjective.
I say 95% of men. Yeah.
95. Okay. And then also define the term red pill, because when she said it was misogynistic,
Yeah, she just throwing it out
misogyny
there.
is
She
a
has
more
no idea what
recent.
it means.
Hold on,
I mean,
brother.
is
Hey, Trail. Let Quantavious go, and then you got it. Go ahead, Quantavious. Uh-huh.
And then also, misogyny obviously is a term that's it's part of the English language and part of the English vernacular. The term red pill, obviously deriving from the movie The Matrix, simply is a euphemism for the truth. I know it now. It's been referred to as a. People have never been able to define it. We just kind of use it loosely, and everybody kind of has their own definition of what it is, and that's what I wanted to state.
I mean, that's what
So
movements like this are. Yeah, it's like asking, what does it mean to be conservative, right? But then you look at what conservative policies.
Good point.
Done, and then you can,
because everybody has their own definition of what conservative is.
No, but people who are self-admitted, who describe themselves to be conservative, and policies that are defined as being conservative, and then you look at the policies and then you look at the harm that they have done, that is how you can quantify that. You can say conservative policies are bad because every single time, where is there a good conservative policy? What policy has a conservative pushed that would be considered just because a conservative has pushed a policy doesn't make it a conservative policy, by the way. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying that conservative policies have been harmful and always have been harmful. That is a very quantifiable thing that has been measured. See what I'm saying? So when we talk about red pill, the red pill movement, which is a movement, it is based in the idea. It is first of all, it is a reaction to the Me Too movement, first and foremost, right? It is a reaction to feminism. It is a reaction to women gaining autonomy. These are all things that red pillars have openly admitted. I'm talking about the people who founded the movement have openly talked about this, right? So that's where I'm getting my information from. The Rollo Tomasis of the world, right? The rational males and things of that nature. The 4chan boards, the Reddit back rooms that I used to peruse, years ago, and I saw all of this stuff. That is where the red pill movement came from. The red pill movement is an alt-right movement disguised as a movement to better men. That's essentially what it is. It's an alt-right movement for really young, racist, white men to get their power back from every other group of people that have made any type of progress in this country, right? And they use different intersections to capture as many people as they can to help them. But for an example, Black men will never be a part of the red pill movement. What I'm saying is Black men will never have a seat at the table of the red pill movement. They will never have a seat at the table. But they are useful idiots in the red pill movement. So every Black man that espouses conservative patriarchal propaganda, right? You are a useful idiot. You will never actually have the power that the white man has. It'll never happen, right? But you will definitely remain in power in the Black community because of your propensity for violence and, so on and so forth. But that is what the red pill movement is, was, and will always be.
And I agree that the red pill movement has its a lot of its original elements in the white supremacist movement, and I agree that Black men shouldn't be a part of it. However, what I'm stating is, I don't believe we should use the term because, again, the term derives from the movie The Matrix, and in the movie, red pill versus blue pill, the red pill was a euphemism.
I'm familiar with the movie. If you have a problem with them calling it the red pill, you should take it up with red pillers, not me. They are the ones who co-opted the term, not me, right? Because actually, they co-opted the term after a female writer used it to describe what was going on with the Me Too movement. They co-opted the term. I know it came from the red pill movement, but it took for a female writer to use it as a euphemism in an article that went extremely viral, especially amongst the red pill community. It pissed them off just prior to them being like defined as red pill. And then they took it and co-opted it. So if you have a problem with them co-opting it, then you should talk to them, not me, right? Because I know where it comes from. The Matrix is one of my favorite movies. I completely understand where it came from. Same thing as woke, right? Same thing as woke.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did. They hijacked that term. You're right. They did.
They co-opted it. They do that every single time. Every time a phrase or a word has power, the powers that be will attempt to co-opt it, if not successfully co-opt it. And then you give up. Now it's not so cool to say woke. Same thing with Black fatigue. Black fatigue has nothing to do with people being tired of Black people. It is Black people being tired of the way that we are treated. But if you go because racists are stupid and they don't have reading comprehension, they will use Black fatigue to describe them being tired of Black people. See what I'm saying? So yeah, that happens all the time. But if you don't like it, that's not my fault. Take it up with them. I didn't do that. They did that.
Also, yeah, as somebody wrote, same with the term hotep, because that's actually a positive term in the Kemetic language, and then for some reason it's turned into a pejorative.
And what did black men do? And what did black men do once we got a hold of that fucking phrase? What did black men do? We ruined the word hotep. My dad we used to talk about hotepery before the Anunnaki and before all of that shit. When I was little, we used to talk about that shit. Then I got older, like in the mid 90s, that shit started to kind of hit. All of a sudden, the hotepery just it took on a personality of its own, and now we got niggas talking about having 13 wives, and basically it's the black red pill. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna let Trail go real quick. Oh, go ahead.
No, just real quick, not to rain on the parade. I'm gonna let Trail go too. But I love how me and you were just saying very similar things, and you and Quan, just to give an example of the red pill misogyny in real time, you and Quan can giggle and chuckle over it, but he was telling me to shut up in the comments. And I literally was just saying the same thing you just said.
Why would you tell him
I didn't tell you to I didn't tell you to shut up. I indicated that you were interrupting when him and,
you didn't tell me to shut up?
The other I didn't say shut up. I said could you please be quiet, because they were discussing.
Oh, okay. You didn't say shut up.
Austin.
You said be quiet.
Yeah. So
how do you look up? How do you look up the messages that people send? Because you could look that up on here.
Because whether you said shut up or be quiet, even if your excuse was that I was interrupting Austin, the person who was over talking everybody on the panel, it's still an example of red pill misogyny. Because that man interrupted us all. So why didn't you tell him to be quiet?
They were engaged in They were clearly engaged in conversation. Unless you're a moderator, and then
she is a moderator.
Oh,
I am, but that's not even the point. They were going back and forth for a long time. Everybody up here was interrupting each other. But the only person that got told to be quiet was the woman. Because I'm supposed to sit and shut the fuck up and wait my turn. The men can jump in when they feel necessary.
Or is it open panel, or are we going one?
You're interrupting her right now, though.
That's how conversations work up here. And we all understand that. We all understand that. But I'm supposed to sit and shut the fuck up until I'm acknowledged. They get to jump in and banter with each other as they please. And
I didn't use any pejoratives. I simply said quiet.
It doesn't matter. That's not the point. I'm trying to point out to you, because y'all act like y'all don't ever see it and understand it, that is an example of the misogyny. It was okay for those men to interrupt each other because those were just two men talking. But when I spoke up, after waiting for a while, I was on teacup for about 5 minutes. When I spoke up, it was be quiet and let those men talk.
That's interesting. I do think that's interesting. Yeah, and they do that a lot. I'm gonna let Trail go. Go ahead, Trail, and then we'll and then I want BPT to go. Go ahead, Trail.
Honestly, gang, I don't got too much to say because I was listening, and for one, I just thought we had like a different definition of red pill, and you explained your definition when you was talking to Contavious. So outside of that, I really don't got too much to say. I was talking about like red pill for us, the dating space. Like
you said it again. You said
I was talking
red pill.
Like because when she said like red pill is like misogyny, like, and I was like red pill is misogynistic. But when I first like seen red pill content for the first time, or even understood what it was like from like dating coaches or people that was like claiming that. You know what I mean? That they knew like women more than they knew themselves almost, and trying to like act like they was putting people on game. They was saying misogynistic shit. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Like, are we saying that like red pill is just everything misogyny? Or are we saying that red pill is just inherently misogynistic?
It's inherently misogynistic. It's birthed from misogyny, and the underlining messages are always going to be traced back to the mistreatment of women and the dehumanization of women.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single time. Yeah, that's what it is. So it doesn't matter on the surface if it says, "Hey, men, go to the gym," and da 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 da. Even that in and of itself, even if you looked at that in a vacuum, right? What are you really trying to tell men to do? If the goal is let's make men better, let's say, right? We want men to be better. How is going to the gym making you a better human being? Like inherently, how was that making you a better human being?
No, I get what you're saying with that for sure.
It's not. It's not making you a better human being, right? So even the fixes that they have for men don't actually address the problem. They just say, you know what I mean? They just throw,
because it's not working on like character, no shit like that. It's just
it's not working on who you are. It's not working on your mental health. It's not working on you becoming like economically viable. Even when they tell you to make money, they say, oh, start day trading, start sports betting, start, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the goofiest shit ever. It's never like you need to go back to school. You know what I'm saying? Being intelligent is healthy and it's the best thing for it. It's never that. It's never that. It's you need to make more money. You need to grind 25, 8, 366 a year. Like, and you're like, what? Nigga, that's unhealthy as fuck. You got to be an alpha man. Like, it's always some goofy shit. And I'm like, why do you guys never tell men to practice balance?
Nah, for sure. When I was
work-life balance.
I'm gonna let you finish. My bad, Brody.
No, you're good.
Nah, what I say, for sure, like when I was 18 and shit, 17, like that shit sounded good. Now that I'm 26, I'm motherfucking go past like a video of like a male dating coach saying that shit. I'd be like, that shit crazy.
You ain't, you got your frontal lobe is starting to heal up, my nigga. It's getting, it's
Trail is active duty, so you're wasting your breath. I am retired military. And I wasn't even active. I was in the National Guard for school. I needed it to pay for college.
You went to school.
But it's just funny that like people would make like assumptions based off, whatever, but Trail is active duty.
Yeah. Respond.
Never been active duty.
Hold on, wait. But you can respond to the comments in the comments respectfully, because I don't even know what you're talking about. Let BBG go. Go ahead, BBG, and then I'll open it back up and everybody can yap freely. Go ahead, BBG. Thank you for waiting, by the way.
My bad.
No, you good?
Yeah. I want to put this in the most educated way that I can, but these niggas be misogynist. I think that, especially the way.
Hold on, man. Why you keep saying shit? I hate how you be saying stuff like that. All right, go ahead.
Whatever, man. I can't get no support in this place.
I'm sorry, dog.
But it be true. Like it really is. And I think that it's very ironic that like the way that men communicate with each other and the way that they communicate with women, they don't see the obvious disparities for how they interact. Like even the idea that every man that's came up here has said, what is your definition of the word? Like they are willing to, even without liking you, even with disagreeing with you, they are willing to allow for you to be the sort of the master of what the definition of a word is when we already have a definition. Like we already have the language to describe what it is the word means or the phrase means or what the theory is. And they are constantly in an effort to, again, identify with men and be dismissive of women, redefine the word in real time so that whatever the definition is, you set the precedent for it. And that's just what we have to go by. And I think that that's weird, especially in light of like how they've treated a lot of the women on the panel. Like going back to the man telling Shan, especially the, shut the F up in the comments, which to me, it does not matter if you saying you defecated on the microphone or you incite me to chorus. It's the same thing. Like telling the woman quiet, telling the woman hush now, telling the woman shut the F up is quite literally all the same. And I think that there is a game that's sort of played within these red pill ideas that, if I say things in a specific way, then that means that the harm is reduced by my standards, but whatever it is you're receiving doesn't matter. When we know that harm is what you experience.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it's they want that plausible deniability, right? Mm-hmm. To be like, well, I didn't, that's not what I said, right? And then, because they think it's harder to argue against a person telling a woman to be quiet versus telling her to shut the fuck up. Because shut the fuck up, it's like, right? Like don't pass go. But telling a woman to be quiet also is crazy to me.
May I interject?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. People were saying worse to me in the comments in terms of
that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse to tell a woman to be quiet though, right? Like you've done everything but take accountability for you telling that woman to be quiet. Just FYI. Everything
but they're still saying that I said pejorative when I just simply said quiet.
Okay. But
why would you be telling her quiet?
It's the equivalent. Okay.
Why would you be telling her quiet? Okay. Address that part. Why would you be telling her quiet? Yeah. And I think that's a part of the game. And I think that it's the reason why and we laugh about it, but it is true. Like it's the reason why it's very easy for me to know who to block and who not to block. Because a lot of for real though, because a lot of these guys, like the attitudes that they employ are abuse tactics. Like they really are. It's meant to agitate you in a way where you know that you're being gaslit. You know that the experience that you're feeling is wrong, but on the surface, what does it look like? Because again, if I tell you to shut the F up, everybody collectively will agree that that's wrong and that that's not something that you should do. But if I tell you quiet, then now, you know what I mean? We're dealing with something very different. Now, you know, we're dealing with the matter of balancing, okay, is this respectful or not respectful? Is this harmful or not harmful? Well, all he was doing was telling you to be quiet. Like all he was doing was, you know, telling you to calm down. All he was doing was restraining you. All he was doing was punching the wall. He didn't hit you. You know what I mean? Like that's the sort of direct line. Like it's a correlation to a behavior that leads to a thing. And I think that the irony of it is that people think that you can't notice the patterns when really you can every single time. And it's okay, especially as a woman, to notice those patterns every single time, to call them out every single time so as to warn other women, because that level of misogyny does lead to harm. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We've seen it happen many, many times. It does lead to harm.
That's facts. I'm gonna go to Mystia.
Hey, hi.
Hi, what's happening?
What's happening? Okay, so I got curious and I wanted to ask you about the last part because I never heard that. I've heard the opposite, but I have never heard the last part of this. You know, it's almost impossible to be a good woman. I've never heard of that.
You never heard of that?
No, I've heard naturally women are good or something along those lines, but never what do you mean? Maybe I'm not understanding. I just wanted to understand.
Yeah. I mean, so societally, we don't give women grace, right? Women have to be ever changing and adapting and shrinking themselves while simultaneously growing and, you know, accepting of a shit ton of abuse, which basically what I said was that the way to be a good woman in the eyes of most people, I would say specifically men, is the level of abuse she is willing to accept from a man or men as a whole, right? Maybe not her man or a man in particular, but just men in general. How much shit can she swallow? How much can she accept? How much abuse can she accept? And then we'll say, that's a good woman. That's a good woman. She shut up. She did her job. She did it, you know, whatever the case may be. Okay. She didn't rock the boat. But for men get to be loud. We get look at it like this. So even have you ever heard of when a woman exhibits a maladaptive behavior, such as standing up for herself?
Yes.
In a boisterous manner, men will often say, "Oh, you're acting like a man."
Yeah, and they called her a bad word, the B word. She's called often. Or
they'll say she's masculine. They'll be like, "Oh, you being masculine." Right? She's being aggressive. Yeah, if a woman is aggressive, that's taboo. That's a no-no. Only men can be aggressive. See what I'm saying?
So that's what it meant. Oh, okay. Now I understand.
But a man, I can be aggressive. I could shut up, be quiet. I can do that as a man because that's what they expect out of me, right? Men, we can be aggressive.
host, I thought like, and please, like, I really have a hard time, right? I thought, okay, in America, in the West, you know, things have, I mean, they're not 100% there for sure, but I thought you guys, you know, I mean, you're a long way, you've gone so, you're in a post-feminist society where women wouldn't be seen as that. I thought, hey, correct
But it's
me,
not like that anywhere. And what country is like that? Even if you're in a Scandinavian country in Europe, it's not like that. It's better. I'm guaranteed it's better.
Yeah, it's better, but like, yeah, but it's much like Scandinavian countries are much better than, for example, like, I mean, the US, like in terms of their egalitarian, right?
It's better.
And the programs they have in place to support people.
Have you ever heard of, so I use this quote all the time. It's a great quote though. So, hey, we don't live in a post-feminist society, just like we don't live in a post-racial society. We are still extremely patriarchal and racist in America and in the West, in Scandinavian countries as well. But Malcolm X has this very famous quote, and I will quote it until I die, I'm sure. Progress is not plunging a knife 12 inches in my back and pulling it out 6. Right? Progress is not pulling the knife out 9 inches, leaving it at 3. Progress is not pulling the knife out completely. Progress can only happen when the wound itself starts to heal. And that's not happening anywhere on the face of the planet that I know of. Not for women, not for marginalized groups of people. There are places that you can say are better, and you can say there are places that are worse, but the knife is still in the back of women, since that's what we're talking about now, everywhere on the face of the planet, everywhere, even in the Scandinavian countries. It's just not 12 inches. It may be 11 inches in their backs. It may be 10 inches. I don't know, but the knife is still in y'all back. That's the point. So I'm in America, right? The knife is still, it's 11 inches in the back. It's moved about an inch, because you're talking about women since 1972. Women could have a bank account without getting a cosigner from a man, right? Where that was the only way a woman could get a bank account, was if she could get her a driver's license. She can go to college without heavy restrictions, right? She could get a job that she was gainfully employed, that she can afford to live on her own, because women were working, but they couldn't, it wasn't like they can go out and feed their families, and they couldn't do anything. They weren't making enough money, right? And that was on purpose. All of that was by design. In 1993 or so, 92, 93, 94, whatever one of those years, women, they finally passed the law that said that women can't be maritally great, right? So women, and I'm 44, so I was 12 years old when that happened. I was 12 years old. So my mother could have been great by my father, married, you know what I'm saying, as long as they were married at one point in time, and it would have been completely legal. See what I'm saying? So women have not made all of this progress in 50 years. They haven't. It's like it's just started. But I think the reason why you think that, and why a lot of people think that, even in your country, I think, is because against all odds, even with all of the restrictions that are still foisted upon women, women are figuring out a way to thrive, right? And we look at that and go, oh, well, the system it must not be as oppressive as it was, but the whole time it is. It's just women are navigating it in such an effective way that it makes it essentially, it looks easy. It looks like, okay, so there must not be any restrictions on women. It can't be as bad as it was, but it is. It literally is. To me, it feels like 40 years. It feels like 30 years ago. It feels like 20 years ago. It still does. It may be more hidden. It may not be, you know what I'm saying? It may not be as on the surface, but the actual real world ramifications from these beliefs are ever present. I see them all the time. There's tons of studies done on this. Right?
But aside from like people's just the attitude part, how are like women are they free in any sense then? Like, are they able to carry on in that society then? Like, are they able to?
You can't be free unless you're free, man.
Sorry?
You can't be free. You can't be free unless you're free. You can be freer. You can have more freedoms, but you're not free until you're completely free. That's the thing about being free, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, are we ever, like, if you even left all that society behind, you went to somewhere alone, are you ever free? Because the thing I'm thinking is, we depend on each other to an extent, humans, right? So we can't ever be free from each other, like, and all the things that come with that. So how, like, then, okay, how do we move from this? Okay,
do you mean women are dependent on men?
Well, it isn't it like, I mean, both of us in some way, and don't we depend on each other? I mean, it's not something. Well,
where do women depend? Like, what do women need men for? Is my question. Out of curiosity.
Well, not in that sense. They don't need men in that sense. But the thing is,
okay,
like,
hold on.
You live in a society.
Mystia, that's what I'm saying. And what do do men need women? I'm not saying in theory.
No need. No. Not need in that word, in a sense.
No, I know. No, but I disagree though. And this is what I'm saying. So women do not need men to be their happiest, to be their healthiest, to be their most successful. I would argue, and the numbers would argue, that the complete opposite happens when she gets with a man, right? If you are with a man and you are a woman, the likelihood that you are going to be as successful as you would have been had you never gotten with a man is lower. The likelihood that you're going to live as long with that man than you would have without that man is lower. The likelihood that you would be happier with that man than you would be without that man is lower. So I would say that women don't need men. But when you flip that around, it is the complete opposite for men, especially in America. But I would just say in general, right? So I would say men actually do need women because we are weakened by the patriarchy, the very system that we created.
Yeah, I think we were talking past each other. Okay, I think we spoke past each other because I wasn't referring to that sense. And I do agree 100%. But in relationship terms, but I mean, isn't it so that, I mean, men, like, I mean, if men disappeared tomorrow, I mean, I'm sure you've heard that argument before, where, who's maintaining the structures of society, things that require brute force.
Any group of people, right? Listen to what I'm saying. If we lost half the workforce overnight, like Thanos snapped his fingers, the world would go into chaos for either group. That doesn't mean we need men, though. That's a different argument. The jobs that men are doing they're not jobs that women can't do. They're jobs that men have stopped women from doing. See what I'm saying? We've bought men.
Because some of those jobs today there isn't anything stopping them. So I don't follow.
Definitely not true. That is definitely not true.
Okay, so a woman cannot become an electrician. A woman cannot
not that she can't become an electrician. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that to become an electrician, let's say, if you have to go through a program and the program is filled with men, right? There is a lot of women who don't want to do that because they don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of men because men are extremely abusive to women. So legally on paper, no, it's not saying she can't be an electrician, but socially, how hard will it be for her to become an electrician?
Okay.
Yes, they don't feel comfortable.
But do you see what you did there right now?
Made sense?
No, because what you did was like, I mean, and this is something that, again, like, this is the weirdest part. Why would you, like, basically, I mean, a woman go to, let's say, school, let's say electrician school, it's predominantly men. Let's say there's one or two women. What is going to happen there? Are they going to devour the women? I could see that she doesn't feel comfortable.
The women. Do you know how many women get? What the number one cause of unalignment on the job for women? You know what it is?
On the job, you say? No, please tell.
It's men.
So men unalive women on the job.
Yeah. Hey, that's some shit. So yeah, there's no need in like, again, any of this stuff is easily, like, for me as a black man, it's easy to understand. I know on paper it doesn't say I can't become X, Y, and Z, right? I know that. I know on paper it doesn't tell me I can't be, mayor of my city or whatever the case may be. But in practice, it's damn near impossible, right? It's damn near impossible for a Black person to do certain things en masse. Not to say that a Black person doesn't figure it out. I'm saying en masse, because that's what it would mean. Because again, most of these jobs, the overwhelming majority of these jobs are manned by men, right? They're occupied by men. So en masse, men are able to access these jobs. En masse, women are not able to access these jobs. And if tomorrow we woke up and we said, and men just said, hey, I'm not gonna work, then yeah, of course society would hurt and all but crumble. Of course. But that goes the same for women. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it don't even got to be men or women. You could just say, what if all the nurses stopped doing nurse? You know what I'm saying? If all the nurses just walked off the job tomorrow, what would happen? Our society would it would implode. If all the teachers walked off the job tomorrow, what would happen? Our society would damn near implode. If all the construction workers stopped working tomorrow, what would happen? Our society would damn near, any group of people.
No, but a nurse can be okay. But I don't. But what I'm after basically is
a nurse can what? Right. What are you about to say?
Well, a man can fill that role rather than a woman is able to feel like a welder. Or like,
I'm sorry. You're just making up stuff. It's harder to become a nurse than it is to become a welder. I remember you before. You're a weird person. That's just not true. See how stupid that is? Wow, what possesses a person to say something like, why would you believe that? That's so dumb. What are you talking about? What are you talking? It's not even, this is like, how long does it take you to become a welder? How many hours, how many years does it take you to become a welder? How many years does it take you to become a nurse? Like, be fucking for real. The level of education it takes to become a nurse is way higher than to become a welder. It's way easier to become a welder than it is to become a nurse. It's way easier to become a fucking electrician than it is to become a teacher. Way easier. Almost any able-bodied human being with an IQ above fucking 85 can do construction work, and that is no knock to construction workers. That is just a fucking reality. That is just a fucking reality, man or woman or child, because children used to do construction work. That is another thing that y'all always fucking forget, that we used to have children doing manual labor, chimney sweepers, mining. The children used to do that shit. How hard is it? Yeah, you guys confuse being laborious with being difficult. And I mean mentally, I'm saying. Those are two different things. Yeah, it's physically taxing to do yes. But again, children used to do these fucking jobs. What makes you think grown women can't do them? Like, use your fucking brain. That shit don't even make that is I don't even understand that. I literally don't understand that. Like, that there's so much evidence that blows that out. Like, that's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. To think for 1 second that women can't be welders. Like, we can replace nurses before we replace welders. And by the way, the need for welding is nowhere near as high as the need for caregiving in a fucking hospital. Do you know how many people would die if nurses walked off the job for 30 fucking days? Who do you think you think the doctors be keeping all of these patients alive? You think look, man, hey, I was in the hospital with my wife when she gave birth to my first child. I didn't see if my son came out at 2:30 in the morning, the doctor showed up at 2:15. We were in that hospital at 2 p.m. So we were in the hospital for 12 fucking hours before the doctor showed up. You know who was taking care of my wife? Me and the nurses. The nurses were walking in, checking on her. The nurses was listening to the little beeps and when she rolled over and the sensor got misplaced and it flatlined. They came in the room and moved the sensor back and, positioned the baby and felt the baby's head and did all of that. The nurses did all of that shit. That was all the nurses. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
The doctor came in at the very last second when they said she is 9.5 centimeters. We getting ready. We getting ready to. She's 100%.
They said she's drowning.
Like we see the baby's head, and that's when the doctor. Your legs are already in the stirrups. Everything is already out. They got the little warmer next to your bed. Everything is ready to go by the time the doctor comes in. And the doctor comes in and goes, "Hey, how we doing, Mom?" Like that's about it. Like it really, and it's ironic because every time a woman has a position, it's dismissed as something that's super easy. When, like you said, they can honestly. Welding will be transitioned to machines in the very near future. It's not already. You cannot segment nursing to machines. Yeah. Now, it's not that they're not gonna try. For sure, it's not that they're not gonna try.
They'll do enough. They'll saying? They'll do what they can do. But yeah, it can never.
But it requires like you said, it requires a human aspect because there are so many calls that nurses are making on the fly that as there's no way to segment that to machines because it would take too much human assessment, like, you know what I mean, to be able to understand what it is you need to do in that moment, because you have to be able to know and understand your patients very quickly in order to act in a way that a machine cannot.
Which goes into the whole idea of like how women are emotional and men are logical, right? And then not that argument 1-to-1, but because it's more about humans than women, I guess, when we talk about nursing, to your point, we're talking about humans versus like androids or, whatever, robots, whatever the case may be, right? But you're talking about emotions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you say know your pain, that is all emotion. That is emotion. That's your bedside manner. You're having to gauge, are they lying about their pain? They said it's at a 3, but I'm thinking it's really more like at a 7. You know what I'm saying? Like that, all that type of shit. That's all a feeling. That's an emotion. And it's not illogical, by the way. That doesn't make it. They go hand in hand. They go together like peanut butter and jam. And they get like they the same. They all belong in the same. You need that. If we don't, you live like if robots ran hospitals, people would die like crazy. It would be crazy. If like you got like people do not understand. I'm telling y'all, specifically, the people who are having this conversation, you guys don't really, if you disagree with this shit, you don't really understand like fundamental, basic human nature, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't get it. And I don't know if we will ever be able to explain that to those people, BBG. Like I don't think you can ever like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think you can actually, like how do you appeal to them?
Because they think the dismissal of emotions mean that you think more logically, except logic that is not mixed with emotion does make you robotic. And it's not actually, it's terrifying. There was nothing more poetic that I could think of to describe that outside of the movie I, Robot. And the entire premise of the movie I, Robot was that Will Smith's character was against robots because in a very brief moment, he ended up in a car accident, and instead of the robot trying to save a child, the robot saved him because the life expectancy was, the odds were higher. Like the logic and the logistics said that it would make more sense to save this man than it would be to save this child, except human interaction requires error consistently, because a lot of what we see, and I'm glad you're using nursing as the example, a lot of what we see is, okay, you have a 10% chance as a human being. I'm taking the 10% chance. If somebody tells you that your wife got a 30% chance of living if you do this procedure, but a 0% chance if you don't, you're going to do the 30%, like no doubt about it. That 30% sounds like a lot when you're talking about somebody that you care for, or you're talking about a human life. And that empathy is required in order for us to be able to connect with each other. It's the one thing that makes us very, very different from, or perceived very different from animals, because I do believe that animals experience emotions and empathy and all of those. I really do. But the way that, you know, it's labeled, at least, is that it separates us from animals, and it surely separates us from machines. But the thing is that men like the idea of being like machines because they think that that will protect them from something, when the reality is, like, it does not save you from whether or not, you know, you make the right decision. It actually hinders your ability to make the right decision.
That's facts. And I will say that animals have more empathy than humans.
For sure.
If I'm being honest, if I gotta guess, I'm gonna put my money on animals having more empathy than humans, because I will tell you something. I remember, and shout out to my dog Penny, rest in peace to Penny. Penny Lane, my first dog. I had a bulldog, English bulldog. That was my first dog I ever had, right? And like, she was my dog, you know what I'm saying? I'll never forget, like, just for an example of the empathy that animals have. I got sick. I just, you know, I had the flu or something like that, but I was down. Like, I was like, it was different, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no normal, just like I was on the couch, like, ugh. Penny Lane jumped her fat ass up on the couch with me. And I mean, the couch wasn't that big, and she was 50 pounds. She was fat, little, you know, they little fat. That doggy laid with me. Shit, I was on the couch probably for 24, maybe 36 hours. I really didn't move much, right? She was on the couch with me for every minute. And the only time she left was to go out and potty. Like, my wife would take her out to go potty, and then she would come back in and jump right back on the couch with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Animals have so much empathy. Like, so much empathy. Like, they just, and it's, they do it without any expectation. That's why I think that they don't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like sometimes humans do it because we feel obligated to do it even, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really care why you are empathetic or why you practice empathy, because it's never a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, empathy is, I've never seen it be like, well, that was bad. Like, no. It's always good to do it. But when animals do it, I know that it's not, like, she didn't do, yeah, it's unconditional. Exactly. Yeah. It's unconditional empathy. There's no like, oh, this is he feeds me. Like, it's none of that. It's like, she just did that because, you know, I was sick, and she was like, this nigga sick, and I should be with him. And that shit made me feel good. It literally made me feel good. Like, I felt better. Like, just having her there, like, having my arm on her, it felt great. So yeah, man.
And that is a lot of the reason why men, masculinity, the way that it is taught, is in direct competition and in direct opposition to femininity, because and dog, I can't remember what book it was I read. Maybe it was the brief history of misogyny, but it talked about women's sort of divinity in correlation to nature. And a lot of the reason why men reject femininity is because of its closeness to nature. Like, animals tend to be more in tune. It's like how they tell you that, like, a dog can tell if you have cancer, like, they can smell the cancer on you, and now they're sort of like on you constantly because it's almost like a warning. Like, they're
concerned.
Want to, they have a consistent concern. And like you said, it's not a concern in a way, or a care in a way where you actually ever get anything from it. The way that women care for people doesn't really even yield results for them. It's just sort of innate, and it's their connection to nature. But masculinity takes away that nature. Like, it takes away that recognition of the sort of divine nature of women, because of the fact that there's a jealousy there that they feel like they're not participating in creating life, because women spend more time creating life, because women spend more time nurturing life. And it's the reason why they end up being the ones who have the children around, who have the grandchildren around, and, you know, all of that. Like, it's a long line of stuff. But men don't, the way that masculinity is framed, at least, men don't get to have that, because masculinity is about control, it's about power, it's about subjugation. And people and animals do not want to be around people that subjugate. Like you witness this with elephants. You've seen it with, with whales. You've seen it with tigers, lions, whatever kind of animal you can think of. Dogs, that's where you get that phrase. For real, that's where you get that phrase, a hit dog will holler, because it's not meant for you to hit a dog. Like it's meant for you to have companionship with that animal. And if you can't do that, then guess what? They will holler, they will buck back at you, they will bite you. Like that's where that comes from. And men can't grapple the idea or grasp the idea that subjugating a thing is the reason why it's pushing back against you, as opposed to if you're loving to it, caring, kind, compassionate, all of those things, that it will yield the results you want. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. With less effort. Actually, I can't.
You just call me. Yeah, it's just Axiom.
What you want me to Axiom. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with her. I just feel like the wording is kind of weird because me personally, obviously I'm a man. I would never get jealous of the nature of a woman. I love being in my skin and who I am. But I feel like that's, what's regulated within their genetics, their biomake, and whatever God has instilled in them. It's just not us. But
what do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that.
But that's what I'm saying. In order to go into the details of what that makeup is, you would have to ask a woman. Like, that's not my place to say. That's their nature to speak on. But me as a man, I'm comfortable in what I acknowledge my nature to be in the battles that I got to conform with as far as me and my masculine nature. But as far as her...
Masculinity and nature don't mix. Masculinity has nothing to do with nature.
I see the world proceed through the eyes of nature. Everything as far as social construct and these things that are deemed to be created, by the hands of man, it's all derived through nature, because there's no better origin point than nature itself.
Wait, do you understand, sir? First of all, I literally just got done watching the video of this woman talking about how men are addicted. She's talking about black men specifically, addicted to bioessentialism, and that's really what you're espousing right now. But aside from that, no, it's not. The social constructs are not derived from nature.
So I mean, I get you have your opinion, and I respect it.
It's not.
But I mean, I didn't come up here to debate anything as far as your opinion goes. What I'm saying and what I came.
Wait, what makes you think it's my opinion? What are you talking about? It's not an opinion. It's because by definition, they don't.
Because if I choose to see the world,
Axiom, stop. It's not about there is one reality, right?
Right.
It's not about how you feel or how I feel.
Right.
I'm saying in reality, what you're saying doesn't make sense. Not my opinion. It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. I understand what you're trying to say. I'm saying it can't. They're two different things.
Okay.
That's the reason they are differentiated. If they weren't, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen, when you say something is in nature, essentially you're saying it is natural.
Right.
Right? Okay, cool.
Okay. So
misogyny, for an example, isn't natural.
Misogyny isn't natural. So the supremacy of your gender,
men, that's not natural. No, it's only been around for a very small percentage of humanity.
But how can we prove that without being able to communicate with nature itself yet? Because
through anthropology,
who's to say that a male lion doesn't feel superior to
wait,
other female lions?
Hold on, time out. We are not talking about lions. We are talking about people.
I'm talking about nature, and a big part of that
nature isn't, sir. Axiom. Animals, different species have different natures.
Right.
Okay. So you can't say you're talking about nature right now. We're talking about humans. We're talking about the natural state of humans. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about lions or wolves. We're talking about
but you also acknowledge that animals are a part of that nature. Therefore, they are also a construct of the whole concept of nature.
Hey, dog.
If you look at a pride of lions, you can study the pride of lions, right?
But I don't think you understand the words you're not using. The words you're using don't make sense.
No, I do. I think what's happening is instead of trying to understand, you're trying to place some type of meaning that you can understand behind it, which is the general problem. What I'm saying is I see things through the eyes of nature. Animals
in nature, lionesses do the majority of the work within the pride. They do the hunting, they care for the children.
Because that is
they also live much longer than even the, who's the lion that's supposed to be like the head honcho lion or whatever. They tend to just get either beat up or unalived by another lion because they're constantly in competition with each other for that top spot. Like that's quite literally actually the only thing they do. Other than that, they sleep most of the time. Like the lionesses do literally everything.
Also lionesses protect the cubs from the lions.
Yes.
Right.
Like they'll fuck the lions up.
Right, but let's say there's one male lion and there's, obviously the hunting party of the female lionesses. And
I have a question for you. Is homosexuality natural?
No.
It happens a lot in nature.
It happens a lot. Lions are, they're gay. There's been observed to be gay lions.
Yeah, because what I think what you're trying to state is that there's a different complexity when you're referring to humans.
Hold on. Stop. Don't use those words out of context again. Deal with what I just said. I asked you, is homosexuality natural? And you said no. And the only reason why I brought that up is because you keep talking about lions. And I just thought it was funny because lions, has been observed that 2 male lions, they have observed it multiple times. Not different men. I'm saying different male lions have been observed being in relationships with one another. So homosexuality is very natural. It's a very natural thing. But I thought it was funny as well because it was kind of like a trick question because you said everything is derived from nature. So that would also mean homosexuality. But when I asked you about homosexuality, you said no. So I've proven that you are homophobic and you're a hypocrite.
No, right? You actually did not. If anything, you've actually bolstered my opinion. You've actually stated more facts to literally give me more to kind of share with you, I guess, and share with other people when referring to everything being seen through the lens of nature. Because now knowing that fact, I have more concrete evidence and an argument based off of that reasoning. So by you doing this trick questioning, you've actually given me more concrete proof that my views are correct. And again, that's your opinion, whether you agree or not. I'm not trying to defer you of that. What I'm saying is I see nature as a study and her origin of study point. Because everything can be taught through some form of nature. Not all things, because obviously science is ever expanding, but there are multiple things and studies that are based off of nature alone. Now, like you said earlier, is homophobia and all this stuff, is it natural? We can't say, because again, we're not in full communication with nature.
I didn't say it's homophobia natural. I said it's homosexuality natural.
Regardless.
Homophobia is not
regardless.
Natural. Homophobia comes from misogyny, which comes from the patriarchy, right? Which isn't natural.
Again, regardless, all we do is study nature.
Why would you say regardless? That's the whole point.
Because I'm speaking on every concept that can be claimed as social construction. It's
what?
Anything that can be claimed as, because society created to be this ideology or this concept that we now deride in, like, regardless, all we can do is take the information we have and continue on with the studies until we come to a concrete idea of what that's supposed to look like.
Is it natural or is it socially constructed? Because those are two different things.
Like I said, I see everything through nature.
You just said that you see things through a social construct, though. You said I said I
acknowledge that there are social constructs.
You just said that.
No, I said I acknowledge that there are social constructs, but everything has derived from the point of nature, which is the original study.
What do you mean by the nature is the original study? Nature is nature. What is the study of nature?
Nature can be it consists.
No. What is the study of nature? There's a word for that. What is the study of nature? If I talk about the study of social constructs, within a society or a culture. I'm talking about anthropology. What is the study? What is the study of nature?
Well, I know the study of life is biology.
No, what is the study of nature?
Well, wait, I'm trying to walk it down. So
no, we don't need to walk it down. There's a word for it. What is the study
right,
of
and I'm
nature?
trying to walk it down to get to the word because I know
There's
it's
a
in my
word.
head, but
What
I need
is
to
it?
walk it down. So I'm using.
There's a word already. What is it? If I talk
Okay, and
about
I'm trying
the
to walk
study
it down,
of
meaning I'm trying
medicine,
to
then I'm
process.
talking about
I'm trying to process in order
medical
to get that word
science,
for
right?
you. So I'm not just gonna answer it quick if I don't have it right there. So if you're gonna
then the
ask me a
answer would
question,
be
you
I
gotta
don't
allow me
know.
to answer it within my.
The answer
within my
would be I
space.
don't know.
No, because that's not a guarantee. Like I said, I need to
No,
walk
that
it
is a
down.
guarantee that you don't
No, it's
know.
not.
There's a word
No,
for
it's
it.
not. Just
And
because a
I'm
person
asking
doesn't
you
know
what
it
the
off the
word
top of
is,
their
and you
head
do
doesn't
not
mean they
know.
don't know their information. Because if I ask you a question and you don't immediately have the answer for it, does that make you less
Then I would
intelligent?
say I don't know.
Okay, so that means you're quick to give up. You're quick to quit.
What
No,
makes you hold on, wait. What makes you less intelligent is you not being able to admit that you don't know something.
Right.
You not knowing something doesn't make you less intelligent. Because we all don't know a bunch. The thing I know for sure is I don't know shit. Right? That's the thing I know for sure. Based on the relative amount of information. Have you ever heard the phrase like observable universe? Like we only see a fraction of the fucking universe. A fraction of it. There's trillions and trillions and trillions of stars, but we only see a fraction of it. So I know that we don't know shit. I know as a person, I know as a species, we don't know shit, right? The thing that makes you unintelligent, though, is thinking that you do know. That's the thing that makes you stupid, in my mind. It's okay to not know.
Exactly. In your mind,
okay.
which again is your opinion. Again, I said I need to walk into that question, meaning I need to process the.
You can walk into traffic for all I care at this point. I just, you just get there. Because what were we even talking about?
I don't even know. He was talking about nature. And you know what? It's funny because red pill men talk about nature a lot. Like it's like really this weird, like they get it from
love biosexualism. They love biosexualism.
They get it from like Freud and Aristotle. It's like all of these like weird Greek mythological type, I'm using my words loosely because I'm sleepy, but they get, that's where they get that from, like that sort of survival of the fittest type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they think that there are social hierarchies even within nature, when the social hierarchies that they reference in nature aren't that. Like they never are in the order that they think it is. Actually, most of the time, the references that they use, the female is usually the one that's at the top of the heap, ironically enough. Usually.
And it would make sense, because if we're thinking about nature, what nature does for a specific species, for any given species, is nature says, okay, you need to procreate. Right? That is a very important function for you, is to procreate. All right, you want to continue on the species. And then they set up these systems and practices and whatever to increase the chances of survival for whatever species it is, right? That's essentially what's happening like all the time in nature.
Yeah.
And the species that gives birth is probably going to be the species that is going to rank the highest.
Yeah.
In nature. It just makes sense, right? And humans function like that for eons until we didn't.
Literally.
We function like that for most of humanity. That's how we function until we didn't. And now you guys are rewriting history, right? Because there's only, similarly to the observable, to observable space, there is only an observable amount of history. We call it, what is it called? Written history, right? Or documented history, or whatever you want to say. We've only been documenting. If human history is this much, we only got this much documented, and we know this foggy as fuck. we know what we got ain't even like the bee's knees. We got some shit. We got to put some shit together, and then we got to mix it with a little bit of biology. We got to do some DNA testing. You know what I mean? And kind of get a better, okay, cool. Okay. And now we getting a better picture of things or whatever. Well, you really, it's a theory. A lot of this shit is a theory, right? We know that. So even the history we got, the shit don't make no fucking sense half the time. We got to make the best out of this shit, right? But one thing we know for sure, though, is that the way that we exist now was not how we used to exist before a certain point. So that's how we know. That's it. That's what we know. That's what I know. That's what I think the consensus is. That's what it is. So whenever we get up here and do this whole like, oh, men are always the leaders, and we've always been the leaders, and like the bioessentialism talk. When? Prove it. Why would that even make sense to you? On its face, it doesn't make sense. If women give birth, if females, you know what I'm saying, if women give birth, if females give birth, then wouldn't it make the most sense for us for everything we do kind of to revolve around that? Especially considering that these men are the very men that will be the first group of people to be like, humans supposed to procreate. We supposed to have babies. We're supposed to have babies. That's what we're here for. Okay, so I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that, but I believe in protecting women. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even believe that. So I'm like, if you the niggas that believe that, of all the people, I would think you would be the ones like, okay, we really, really, really got to protect women and children. We really have to protect women and children. Why is it always the niggas, the people that be like, women should have the choice? Women, no, they're way more than, they're way more important to humanity and to the planet than their ability to give birth and blah, 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 blah. It's always us. It's like, yeah, we need to protect women and children. And then it's the motherfuckers that be like, yeah, we all put here to procreate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally. And you would think that the goal would be to protect that by any means. Like, you would think that the thing that is literally the difference between you being able to have a society and not have a society, which is the woman, because they can talk all of this seed garbage all they want to, but you niggas ain't, jerking off into the dirt and creating plants. So obviously it's not a thing. But that women are the thing that sustains your society. Why would you not be, you know what I mean? Your primary goal would be to protect that. Like, why every time I say something, you got to bust out laughing?
It wasn't you, BBG. You didn't see what that nigga just put on the screen.
I didn't. I missed it.
Nigga put up some anime corn.
Always anime. Always the anime.
Hey. And that boy is putting the anaconda in that boy garage, man. God damn.
I'm about to go in there and smack my husband because he like anime, and I won't tolerate that in my house. There's no way I'm gonna say that.
They be so weird, man. Damn. And I wish I could just like never invite. I wish I could just make it a policy that like I'm never having anybody with an anime whatever up or PFP up. But if I did that would like. We would lose like 97% of the people who come on the platform.
That's true.
T said you ain't smacking nobody. I'm just.
I bet you I will.
That's what he said.
I ain't gonna let you hear it because it's not gonna sound like fighting, but whatever.
I didn't say that. He said that. I believe him. I don't think he would stand for that, but
these niggas they be weird. The anime niggas be weird, like, and he know that just as well as I know that. Like, I don't know why they be vicariously living through. I do know why they vicariously live through these anime characters, because truth be told, the little clips that I have seen, it be super misogynistic. The women are always half naked. They always have insanely disproportionate bodies. The boobs are always too big for, you know what I mean? The boobs are always too big. The booties are always too big, and the waists are always weirdly small. Like, literally, the belly buttons be off. I can't say that
they all
enough.
Talk like little kids.
They all have little kid
like
voices.
Little kids.
They are hairless. They all moan the whole time. Like, I was listening. My son was watching one, and the girl was fighting, I don't know, some guy or something. I don't know. But the whole time she was fighting, it was like, and I'm like,
yeah, that's how they do the whole time.
The whole time.
Are you coming to the dance with us next week? Oh, Charlie, I was wondering.
It's weird. It's
like,
so weird.
bro.
Like, what
and you
woman
be
do you
thinking,
know talks like that?
And you be thinking it's like the it's like a little girl. Sometimes it do be a little girl, but a lot of times it be like a 20-some-year-old, 30.
Yeah.
And the only time and then when the women be like, they be like 1,000 years, it's like some 1,000-year-old female monster, and she got like the deepest, scariest fuck. She the only one that got like a woman's voice. She gotta be 1,000-year-old fucking demon seed, decapitating men and shit. Now she's like, you're like, all right, what the fuck? Why? Why can't we just get a regular, just like a regular, like, I just want to hear a regular woman's voice. I can't stand that shit. Be pissing me off, man.
It's
I
weird.
be like, God damn.
It's very weird. And I think it do that, that Asian culture of like constantly shifting women into these roles of like childlike features, which is across the board. I don't want to put that just on them, because every culture has their thing where they tie women to childlike features. Men who want women that's waxed to the, you know what I mean, to look shiny like a piece of meat is weird, because only children are shiny and bald like that. Like that's a weird thing. But also like this idea of women having high pitched voices, being super small, even the way that they dress and wear their hair, like all of it is weird. Oh, he came back up because I muted him.
Hey, they be, and they always be,
respectfully.
Hold on, wait. Hey, and it be that, they be having them little monologues and shit. Like they be like the little inner dialogues, and they be like, I wonder if he even looked my way today. But I was sitting on the bench. I don't think he saw me. But tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I ask Naruto if he will go with me to the dance. What? Bro, hold on. Now, any anime people, do not get mad at me. You can't say shit to me because I watch anime. I've watched it. Like, this is not me. Like, don't try to gaslight me. Don't be like, no, you just don't understand. I watched it. I watched every fucking episode of, what's that shit? My Hero Academia. I've watched my fair share of anime. I tried really hard to get into it. I did. I truly did. This shit is weird. You know what anime I do like? It's probably not even good to the anime people, but I like it because it's the opposite of what I'm saying. I like the American anime. I like the anime that be on Netflix. The Castlevania and all that shit. I like that shit. Boondocks also. I love Boondocks. Yeah, Boondocks.
And that is technically anime, actually.
Yeah, no, it's technically anime. That's what I'm saying. I like that shit. That shit is good. That's some good shit. But the women on there grown, the niggas on there grown. You know what I'm saying? You watch the Castlevania shit, and she was, the woman was the shit. She was unaliving people. I don't know. I like it. Go ahead, Quantavious. Hey, is your name really Quantavious?
Respectfully, she indicated that she thought that anime is weird and that those.
Don't bring up my husband and my kid. Proceed.
Okay.
Proceed. You can unmute your mic.
Yeah, okay. You indicated that you think it's weird and that they're weirdos, but you indicated that both of your relatives watch it.
See what I mean?
Public just admitted that he watches it. So is he one too?
I don't watch it. I don't watch it though. I'm not
you're
an avid watcher of anime.
But you said you're a fan of it.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
You just said you
hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? Or was you not listening? Okay, let's break it down. Their anime is made all around the world as far as I know, right? I know where it originated from, but I'm saying it's made all around the world, right? We were talking about the anime that most people consume, which is the one from Japan. That anime is very toxic and weird. That is what we were making fun of. Most of you guys who watch anime consume that version of anime. I said the anime that I find myself watching is the American-made anime because it's not as weird as that anime. Pretty much, it's way different to me from what I can tell. And then somebody in the comments said the Boondocks, and I was like, yes, the Boondocks as well. That would be anime and the Boondocks is the shit. I fucking love the Boondocks, right? Yes. So absolutely, I like those shows or whatever you want to say. But I will not sit up here and act like I'm a consumer of anime. I'm not. Like that's the general statement. I don't watch a shit ton of anime at all. I don't watch a lot. But I have watched it, and I will watch it if it's good. I will watch it if I find it to be entertaining. I'll watch anything I find to be entertaining. But go ahead. I don't know what point you're trying to make, but I want to hear it. But don't
he's upset because I blocked him, so he's trying to find
Nah, you muted me.
a pain point. I did.
Again, it's you're not the host, so I don't know why you do that. But yeah, I just caught that.
You want to see me do it again?
Everybody caught that.
She's a mod.
You both your husband and your son. But anyway,
she didn't say everybody. Go ahead, T.
I'm just trying to figure out what he had to say about me because I'm right here.
He is trying to make it seem like she is calling you a weirdo. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to triangulate.
So he's just stupid.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. That's what I got from it. Yeah.
He's upset about the blocking. He's upset about the blocking. He asked me that multiple times in the comments. And that's what I said. Like, I think that, there's always a game being played with misogynistic men. Like they like to play this game of like, I'm not going to say the blatantly offensive thing. I'm going to tiptoe around the offensive thing, for one, because I'm afraid of my perception to other people. That way, when I reframe the story, I can say all I said was, or all I mentioned was, or, she was emotional about what I was saying because, I said ABC. And when you really on the surface, when you mention those stories, they won't ever sound like anything really bad, right? They will always sound like, well, why would anybody get upset about that? Like, why would that be upsetting? Why would that be hurtful? Except for there are a lot of people, such as myself, who just are able to read through that. Like, thankfully, I read enough, especially about men who employ misogyny, who have these Machiavellian ideas. So I know what that looks like to deal with the dark triad type niggas. So it's not far fetched for me.
But why don't
honestly.
you call out misandry then?
You said what?
Why don't you call out misandry on equal footing then?
Because misandry, I don't even think misandry exists. I would dare to say that if misandry exists, what exactly does misandry do?
So misogyny, right? Because you're so educated, so inform me if I'm incorrect. Misogyny is the hate of all women, right?
On the surface, sure.
Okay. So is misandry not the opposite, being the hate of all men?
Misogyny has systems that uphold it.
Okay, so
misandry does not have any systems that uphold it. Like matriarchy does not uphold misandry in the same way that patriarchy upholds misogyny. So there are
I got you.
There are three different types of ways that happens. So patriarchy is the big system, it's the grandfather system. Misogyny
like
is the attitudes towards women. Sexism is the policies towards
Black
women.
People
If you can show me the same way in which if you can show me the same way in which misandry has a system, matriarchy does not uphold misandry in that same way. It does not promote those attitudes or create a system to support those attitudes, and it does not create policies that harm men in the same way that patriarchy, misogyny, and sexism work together.
Yeah, so that's all cute and all, but you're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. I can give you plenty of book references if you would
I'll
like.
only say this, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I've heard that same argument being compared to racism, right? Because with racism, apparently Black people can't be racist.
They can't.
Because exactly, the system's against us, right? From racism, you got the 400 to 500 years of slavery and then continuation, right? Which is the system that's continuously against us, right? And then we, the victims, are still affected. Therefore, we are still allotted, right? The hatred and the feelings that we are warranted for, all that happened.
That's prejudice, yeah.
Right. And then everything still dwindles down to the children and the new generation. So there is still a brewing sense of unprotectiveness here, right?
Yeah, that's systematic.
Right. So all feelings towards racism is warranted, right?
Right.
For the oppressors. The victims, though, if they were to replicate any of those activities that the oppressors have done, it's fair, right? It's right.
Because it's a reaction
right,
to
it's a
systemic
reaction.
oppression. Yes.
It's a reaction. So is it not also hypocritical though?
No, because if I'm reacting, if you punch me and I hit you back, if we take away the moment that you punched me, then we don't have me ever punching you back. That is how those systems work.
But
if we take away white people subjecting black people within the confines of racist structures, then you don't have black people trying to launch back at them. If you take away the harm that men have enacted against women through the processes of patriarchy, misogyny, and sexism, then you don't have women being misandrous towards men. Like the attitudes, again, it's not to say you're arguing a moral idea against what is systemic and systematic. Hold on. You're arguing a moral stance against something that is systemic and systematic. Because I can say that if you were asking me is misandry wrong, is it wrong to dislike men by way of them being men? Then sure, wait a minute. Then sure, I could argue that is wrong to just simply dislike a white person because they're white, or to simply dislike a man because they are a man. However, I cannot say that in the same way that misogyny is oppressive towards women, that misandry is oppressive towards men.
Well, we know racism wasn't just white people not liking black people. It was white people.
Yes, you're arguing my point now.
No. I'm agreeing. It was white people who felt they were superior to black people, and based off of that supremacy, that feeling of supremacy, they hated black people, right? So
who cares if they hated black people? They had policies.
Right.
They can hate black people all the live long day, but if they have policies that enact their hatred towards black people that systemically, that's why I'm using that word, systemically and systematically oppressed, then that is two different things. You can dislike me. Who cares if you dislike me? But if you hinder my ability to educate myself, my ability to have food, water, and shelter, then that is something very different.
And I don't disagree, but what I'm saying is the point of the racism, right? The whole point of the racism. We already know there's a system built behind the racism. But the racism itself is white people feeling superior to another race, correct?
You're arguing eugenics now.
Regardless of what you call it.
That's not what I'm calling it. That's what it is.
Regardless of what you call it, because I'm saying how I'm saying it. So it's either you meet me at my level, or you.
I'm not me. I would never go down that far.
Well, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's me trying to understand, and it's you trying to teach.
That means that you have a comprehension issue. There's
no.
A deficit.
That means I have thoughts on the matter, and if you can put in information to help connect those thoughts, I'm willing to listen.
Me helping you connect those dots means that you have a deficit, and that's not my responsibility
of course, but everybody
manage your deficit
with all areas of practices. Doesn't mean they're not willing to continue to learn. But if you feel like you don't have what it takes to teach, then you probably shouldn't be preaching.
I'm literally a teacher.
Okay, so you should also understand that coming down to people's level is literally.
No, I have to teach. I have to teach the grade level that I have to teach, and I have to teach the children based on their ability as well. If you don't understand what it is I'm teaching, I do not actually have to teach you, especially if there's already clearly a deficit. You're trying to force me to teach you on a collegiate level concepts that you don't understand because you are learning at a 6th grade level.
Somebody said it got to be a humiliation cake.
At this point,
it gotta be, man. Because what the fuck are we even talking about?
Because what in the Chat GPT essay is going on here?
I have no idea. We always argue. It devolves into arguing about the argument. Nobody cares. Bottom line is, black people can't be racist the same way women can't be misandrous. It's the same shit. Super easy. Black people can't be racist. How can we be racist? Just because we don't like white people? So what? If we don't like white people, it don't make you gonna tell a black person that don't like white people that they shouldn't dislike white people? I would never tell a black person that.
Ever.
I don't even, mind you, I don't feel like that, obviously, but I'm saying I would never tell a black person, you know, you need to be the bigger person. Never.
Because where did that
I'd
come
be like,
from in the
nah.
first place? Where did that anger and that hatred come from in the first place? Like, if you take that part out, then there is no argument, because black people ain't just going around disliking white people for no reason. Like, that's not at all what's happening.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. And I know that about black, like, for sure, I know that black people don't go out of our way to hate anybody. Like, as a group, we don't go out of our way to hate anybody. We rock with everybody, shit, to our own detriment a lot of times. But, you know, so I'm not about to sit here and have somebody play in my face and be like, oh, well, women can be misandrous. If women can be misandrous, then then black people can be racist. And that shit sounds stupid. That shit sounds stupid. Black people can be prejudiced. Yeah, we can hate white people. That's fine.
Because what would we stop them from doing? What exactly would we stop them from doing? In the same way that if a woman is misandrous, like, what is she actually gonna stop a man from doing? Like, you don't
get in coochie.
Literally, like, that's it. She's just going to stop sleeping with him. But like, you won't see women that are serial unalivers. You don't hear about women like dragging men into alleyways. I watched this. I saw this thing the other day. I think it was actually today, of this man who raped and assaulted this woman. Trigger warning: he raped and assaulted this woman and then tried to drown her while she was on her run. Where is the opposite end of that? Like, where is the opposite end of men trying to take away women's ability to have reproductive rights, or for women's ability men's ability to vote? Like, where is the opposite end of that? And if we're not seeing that, then that tells you misandry really is women just hating men. And like, what am I gonna do about that? I don't care if they hate men. I kind of see, actually, no, they hate with that.
It be valid. That's what I be saying. And I know it's a weird thing, because it's like, you're not telling everybody that they should hate or anything like that. You're just recognizing, though, that if any marginalized group of people hate the people that are marginalizing them, who are you to be like, no?
I'm not gonna lie, y'all contradict yourselves so many times.
You don't know how to spell contradict.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of dumb.
Y'all contradict yourselves so many times.
You still think contradict ends with the word dick?
You know what I do know? Contraception.
And your mama should have used some.
I know contraception.
Can you spell contraception?
Yeah, and entrapment, and contemplate, and continuation, and
you just naming new words.
Yeah, because I am an educated black man.
Are you?
At the end of the day, which you are now putting down, by the way.
What's your highest level of education?
I know conception. I know reality. I know regulation.
Hey, Axiom. What's your highest level of education?
I'm literally getting a bachelor's.
I tell you what.
This nigga get a degree. You know what? And that be the thing. And that be the thing about because Kanye said some people graduate but be still stupid. And at the time, I thought he meant like how they, like they don't got no like street smarts or, whatever you want to call that. Like, oh yeah, they still. But nah, niggas really still be stupid. Like
I mean, it depends on where your primary focus is. Because if you're only focused in specific fields, then of course you won't know what the other
reading comprehension even.
Well, I can definitely read, so I mean, yeah.
I think you're functionally illiterate.
You definitely sound like a functionally illiterate person.
Yeah,
I can definitely.
I'm not even joking. I'm 100%.
I can definitely read a good book. I can do that.
But reading and understanding isn't the same thing.
And can you do that without assistance?
Of course.
And can you do it without reading out loud?
Of course.
Where's your finger at when you're reading?
That was about to be my next question.
I mean, that honestly doesn't matter because I'm not reading with my hands. I'm reading with my brain.
You're rubbing your brain across a book?
Again, it doesn't matter what my hands are because I'm reading with my brain, not my hands.
It sounds like you're contradicting yourself.
So the hands are kind of irrelevant when referring to me reading and comprehending. Now, unless you have a certain tick that you do.
But the hands are natural. The hands are from nature. Why wouldn't you not be using the hands from nature?
Again, if it doesn't pertain to me reading, why would I use
your hands?
If it doesn't pertain, the only thing you would need your hands for is if you're reading a physical book, and that's to turn a page.
So how are you not using your hands even if the book is digital? So how are you scrolling up or going to the next page?
Audio books?
Voice commands, perhaps?
You remember to
Yeah, so
you remember
page,
that that
page,
that iPad that the iPad that the kids had that had the like blue thing on it, so if you dropped it, it wouldn't like crack all the pieces.
You know
There
what?
it is.
That's what it is.
What's
There
that
it is.
shit that was in Toy Story 5? The little lily pad. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch no Toy Story 5. I wouldn't know.
The
Hey,
leapfrog.
It's a
my
bit
man's
advanced.
probably still on a leapfrog, bro.
Yeah.
It's
the
a bit
leapfrog
advanced.
device.
Yeah, I mean, what y'all do with y'all adult time, you know, I don't really question that.
What that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, like if you enjoy leapfrog and you enjoy using your brain and swipe a page, TBA and BPP. And you,
I promise you, everything. Wait a minute, everything that we do, everything that we do with the leapfrog and or with
I'm sure you
iPad
guys
and or
enjoy
with
those
hands,
activities, which is
1000%
what
we
you
are
enjoy
doing
doing.
with each other.
Right,
1000%.
those are activities you guys enjoy doing. So there's nothing
For
wrong with
sure
that. I
with
would
each other. For
I would
sure.
I would never downplay any of y'all because y'all love those things. You
The
like
way
anime,
that these letters
TBA,
that you are in
leapfrog.
between right now be jumbled up like word salad, probably in the next 30 minutes or so, is insane actually.
Well, honestly, the only reason why I came back up here was because I wanted to speak about a specific point that I originally came up here to talk about. So this
All right, shoot, what's your point?
It was this whole womb envy, right? This jealousy of men being jealous of women because of the structure of women carrying babies, this and the third. Yeah, nah, that ain't what it is. What men do envy, however, is the appreciation women and specifically mothers are able to get.
And who do they get that from?
Their children. In society.
Why?
Which favors women.
Society favors women. We live in a gynocentric society.
A what? He don't know what that means.
He does not know what that.
But isn't it presumptuous for you guys to assume that I would?
Because you asked me what.
You said you were educated.
Right. But if you were to speak of a certain field, again, that's not my primary focus.
You're right though. No, you're right. Hold on.
That's not a
You're
common
right.
word.
Can you break down the
That's like saying
gynocentric
everybody
society?
understands common sense.
Can you break down the gynocentric society for us, please?
Again, you would have to explain what that is.
You just said you knew what it was.
I said,
And you
isn't
also
it
said-
presumptuous for you to assume I knew what that was?
Well, you also said you also said that you're not illiterate. So
I'm not.
if he says
But
gynocentric,
what does that? But what does that mean?
wait. What is gynecology?
The study of vaginal areas.
Gynocentric. Gyno.
Okay, so
centric.
vagina. Okay, for vagina, and then we have centric, which is. So we're talking
Come
about
on.
women here.
If little Tommy had 3 apples, come on, you almost
Okay,
there.
so we got women, and then we got centric. Centric is usually in a reference to a certain study.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
But I know
We didn't land on
ology-
Plymouth Rock.
I know
Plymouth Rock
ology.
landed on us.
I know ology is usually the context and prefix for the study of a certain
You got it.
study as well, though. So that's why that word would throw me off.
It's funnier because you could Google it. This the one time I actually would tell
I
you.
could,
go
but why would I
ahead and
do that when
Google
I
it.
have people who know what the definition is right in front of me?
And you know what? You're right. It's my fault because you didn't even know you was trending in the direction. What you are describing is a gynocentric society, by the way. Even just to say
which is the study of women?
No.
See,
that is not the study of women.
You could have just Googled it.
Because that was the conclusion I came up with, but nobody corrected it.
Because you said you was educated, bro.
What does that have to do with me being educated or not?
You said that you was literate, bro.
I am, but what does that have
That
to do
man
with
is
it?
not
If I
in
don't
college.
understand
If
a
he is
field
in
of
college,
study-
he is in an 099
If I
class.
don't
can
understand a
guarantee
field of
what school
study,
you go
what does
to
me
so I can
being
make sure that my
educated have
kids
to
don't
do
ever
with
go
me
there?
not having the information? What does the lack of a certain field information have to do with me being educated?
What does the lack of context clues have to do with your literacy, bro?
There was no context clues there except for
Gynocentric is the context clue.
Right, which I try to break down. I came to a conclusion and nobody corrected it. So now what I would do is take that
You know what's
definition
crazy?
and run with it
You know-
because
you know
nobody
what's
corrected.
whack is being like a stupid nerd. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dumb
why
from
be
scratch. That's
Yeah,
homemade stupid for real.
I'll be a dumb nerd.
Yeah.
Because how he
I
gonna
like it.
describe the concept? You give him the name for the concept in which he described, and then he gonna tell you or us and all 408 people in this room that he don't know what we talking about.
And then that he guessed it properly. He said, but nobody corrected me.
I really need
Okay,
to know what school he
let's-
go to, so my kids won't go there, bro.
He don't go to school.
He does not go to
man.
anybody's school at all whatsoever. That's
He don't
not
got no Tommy ain't got no job, nigga. You already know. Posh Boy Q.
What's
All
up? What's
right.
up?
What's happening?
I'm about to drop him so we can go hunch.
Yeah. So just reading the first one, I
didn't mean to do that.
You good? Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. So it takes almost no effort to be a good man. In terms of the objective definition of good, I do agree with you. But I would also argue that objectively speaking, it's also takes no effort to be a good woman. Obviously, people have their different definitions of what it means to be a good man and a good woman. So if we were going to talk about the subjective definitions of good, then the conversation changes.
Yeah, this is all a subjective conversation.
So the thing is subjectively, it is impossible to be a good man because to universally be considered a good man, because women have different definitions of what it means to be good. Some women think that a good man is a man who...
Why would goodness be gender based, do you think?
I'm talking about in reference to the other gender.
So, okay. Why wouldn't, again, I don't think that matters, but I'm listening. But why would it, just why would it be? Why do you think that is? I think that is a fair, explore that more.
Because
why do you think women have a different standard for what is good than men do?
Because
do you think it's, let me ask you in a different, I'm sorry. Do you think it's harder for a man to meet the standards that women have to become good men than it is to meet the standards that men have to become good men?
I think it's harder for men to meet the standards of women of what it means to be a good man.
Exactly. Which is why it's easy for you to become a man. I mean, for you to be considered a good man in society. Right? Because who sets the standards in society? Who controls society? What group of people control society?
I mean, men do.
Yeah. So men set the bar very low for men to be good men. So it's really easy to be a good man.
So what this conversation is just based on, men? Just based on the standard of men. So what you're saying that objectively speaking, it's impossible to be a good woman based on what a man thinks a woman is?
Yeah. The expectations that we have of women are ridiculous. It's literally, it's impossible. Men want women who have low body counts, but also have a ton of sexual experience. And by the way, they want her to be 20 years old, which none of that makes sense to me. Men say that sleeping with a bunch of men devalues women, but they won't admit that that means that men are the thing. Men are the common denominator. Like, we are the problem, right? It's that we are dirty, not that women are dirty. It's that men are dirty, right? Men openly admit to coercing women into sleeping with them. So many things, right? And I'm just speaking about stuff that happens interpersonally, because if I take it societally, if I take it like politically or economically, it's not. It's, men completely abuse women, but I just mean, interpersonally.
I mean, well, even if you're going based off of, like, from a societal standpoint, are you talking about just in the world? Like, is this specific? Are you talking about like America? Or are you just talking about the world?
I mean, you can apply this generally.
I just think that if we're talking about in the world, I think that being a good, successful man isn't really something that every single man has accomplished. Because It is not.
What does that mean?
A good, like
That's not
you
the
would think,
discussion at all.
because what you're saying, you're saying that a good man is based off of what a man is based off of what the standard that man have set. The standard that men have set is that a good man is a man who has a wife, has a kids, absolutely.
No, it's not.
I mean, we even see it in the
Not
work.
even
We see it in the workplace. We see it in the corporate. We see it in the corporate world how men with families are treated significantly differently.
yeah.
Exactly. So they are.
Yeah.
We highlight.
So
men
wouldn't that also prove what I'm saying then? Even more so, even if you use that as an example, because what happens when women have those same things in the workforce?
When women are married?
Yeah, when women are married and have children, do they benefit from that in the workforce? Do they make
No,
more
they
money?
don't.
Are they more
They
likely
don't,
to
no.
get hired? Okay, so wouldn't that also prove that it's impossible to be a good woman if you're saying that the standard for a man is just to be married to a woman? Again, this is by his association with the woman. I find it to be hilarious. So women are actually the good thing, right? But so a man, him being married to a woman and having children will make him and earn him more money, right? And he'll be revered more societally. But then women, it is the complete opposite.
Well, they
So
also have to be
again,
successful.
wouldn't that mean that it's damn near impossible for a woman to be a good person?
They also have to be successful too. You can't just. It's not just.
They don't have to
you
be.
have a wife.
Success is too. What do you mean? Being married and having children is considered to be successful, brother.
Not if you're poor.
By what you're saying.
Not if you're poor.
Yeah, even if you're poor. What's
Men
poor?
who have families
What's
and are
poor?
poor are not. They can't afford
poor?
their family.
What does that mean? They can't afford their family.
They're living in poverty. They're living.
So
not.
do most men live in poverty?
No.
Okay, so we're talking about most men. So most men can't afford their families.
So, but that's
based
okay.
on what you're saying.
But we're talking about. This is a specific category of men in terms of what it means to be good. We're talking about a specific category of men.
I'm talking about it in general.
Yes, in general, not every single
You're
man.
moving the goalpost around. You're proving my point.
How am I moving
You're
the
doing
goalpost?
the thing. You are moving the goalpost around.
You're
Most
saying
men, sir, most men have this is what you're saying. You just
I'm not
said, I don't
saying
even
that. You're
believe
twisting
this.
my words.
Listen. I'm not twisting your words, sir. I promise you. You are the one saying this, by the way. I don't even believe this. I just conceded to you so we can have the conversation. You said that the standard to be a good man is to have a wife and to have children. Did you not say that?
I said yes. That's what I said.
Is that what you said? Yes or no?
I didn't
Yes.
finish my entire definition, but
Okay.
that's what I said at first. Yes.
I know, but you did say that. Whatever you said after that is irrelevant right now. But you said that, right? Yes.
Well, there's more to it, but yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Hold on, brother. Did you say that or did you?
Yes, that's what I said. Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, cool. Okay. So you said that. Then I said that's not, because I interrupted you, because that's not, what does that have to do with your character? It has nothing to do with your character that you have a wife and child, right? BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, Dennis Rader, right? Known Smex offender. I'm sorry, well, he ended up being a Smex offender. And serial unaliver had a wife and a child. That didn't make him a good man, right? But you're right. I do agree with you that men do, because you said, well, in business and in the corporate world, I'm paraphrasing right now, but you were saying like in business, they are hired more and they make more money. You're right. Statistics prove that. So you're right. I agreed with you on that point. Then I said, okay. And are women treated the same when they have a husband and child? And you said no. So wouldn't that prove that it is virtually impossible for a woman to be a good woman, but it is very easy for a man to be a good man? Because most men get married. Most women get married. And all you got to do is do a thing that most people do for a man to be considered a good human being. But if a woman does the same thing, she's not considered a good woman.
That's so. Again, your original point, the whole point that you had made was, because I was trying to figure out what you meant by good. Then you said the good as in the standard that was set by society, aka the standard that was set by men. Is that not what you said?
Yeah,
that's what you said, right? Okay, then So we're talking about, when you said good men, right? Because I didn't know if you were talking about character or if you were talking about success. That's why I was trying to understand what you meant by like what it like in terms of like how you are as a person or what you've accomplished, right? Because
you argued with me. You weren't confused. You argued with me.
Because you didn't. There was no clarification. You didn't clarify.
When I tried to clarify it, you argued with me. Literally. So you can't use that as an excuse.
I asked you what you meant by good.
You argued with me.
I asked you what you meant by good.
You argued with me. You did. You argued with me. You said that that to be a good man, you have to be married with children. That's what men deem to be good men. And then I said, no, that's not what men think is a good man. And you said, yes, they do. You argued with me. You didn't ask me for clarification. You argued with me. Then I said, okay, I'm not going to argue with you, though. I gave you that for argument's sake. Then we still got to the same place, which proved that women, it is impossible for a woman to be considered good, even by your metrics, even by your standards, even by your example. That is why I gave it to you, because it didn't matter either way. It was still going to lead to the same conclusion, brother.
But what you're saying, even if you let's just go for what you're saying. Let's go with what you're saying. Right?
We'll go with what I'm saying.
No, because it's your topic, right? And you've clarified it. You set the boundaries of what
saying.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
I'm agreeing.
How did this become? What am I saying when I'm literally letting you drive the conversation? You drove the conversation in that direction, brother. That is what you said. And then you lied and said you twisted my words. I didn't twist your words. Yes, you lied. But you know I didn't twist your words. I didn't twist your words.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Okay. If that's what you said, yeah. All right. I was the one who lied. You didn't lie. Sorry. I apologize for
when did I? But I'm not arguing with you. When did I twist?
Host. I'm not arguing with you, bro. I agree with you. I'm not okay. So let's continue the conversation, right? In terms of what you're saying is that this whole definition of what you're simply saying is that the word, like what it means to be a good person or what it means to be a good woman is solely defined by a man, and that there's no other interpretation of what it means to be good. I mean, that's obviously just not true.
You agreed to it.
I agree.
Now you're going back on what you did.
I'm not No.
I'll tell you when you agreed. Hold on. I'll tell you when you agreed. I asked you, who controls society? And you said men. And I said, okay. You don't remember that?
I do. That's what happened. Yes.
Okay. So you agreed to it. Now you're saying that's not true.
So
because
that's
you
not
don't
what I'm
have
saying.
a point anymore. You already lost your point.
So
you've been cooking your own points. You've been cooking your own, Posh Boy.
Not what I'm saying.
You have cooked yourself. I didn't even do it. You did it. You ran head first to the point like 3 times.
Though what I was, you acknowledge.
Arguing?
Can I? Can I just give me like a minute to talk?
No, I'm not going to allow you to gaslight me. I've already given you ample opportunities to gaslight me. And I refuse to allow you to.
Is that not a bit emotional? That's dramatic.
You are. Where am I being? How am I being emotional? You already lied and said I was. You lied and said I was twisting your words. That is a common gaslight. That is a gaslighting tactic. You have gone back on your own words several times and tried to act like you didn't. Typical gaslighting tactic. All you are doing is attempting to gaslight me right now. Because why? Because you have cooked your own points. You did it, not me. You did it. You poured gasoline on yourself and then lit yourself on fire. And all I said was, you're on fire. You said, no, don't twist my words. What are you talking about? You lit yourself on fire, fam. I didn't do that. You did it. You agreed to all of this stuff. I asked you simple questions. You said yes to this, no to that. You brought up the men, the thing that makes men good men is us having a wife and kids. And I tried to stop you from going down that path. And you said, absolutely. You argued against me and doubled down and said, when I said that's not what men deem to be good men, you said, no, absolutely. You doubled down. You were firm in that. So don't blame me. Then when I said, again, you agreed. I said, okay, how does it go for women? Does it go the same for women? You said, no, it doesn't. You agreed to it. So you did all of this. You did all of this. And instead of you going, okay, I concede, or that's fair, or I get your point, you are now trying to rewrite the conversation, and I don't want you to do it. So what do you want to do? You want to drop, or you want to concede, or what do you want to do? I'm not about to let you lie.
I'm not like, I don't, look, I'm not trying to do this. Like, what I simply said was, when you had asked me, what do I think, like, because you said we agreed that society is like men control society, and they're the ones who determine what it means to be good, right? They have set up those standards. We agreed on that, right? Because I asked you and you said yeah, or you asked me and I said yes. Then based off of that, when I had talked about families, because my first instinct when you said that was, on average, we're just talking about, let's just say America, right? Let's just say America. What would the average American man deem? Like, what would they see when they see a good man? And the first thing I thought was a family man, right? That's what I said. If we're solely, now that I know we're solely focusing on character and how he is individually, not necessarily who he is to the people around him, just how he is individually. Yes, we can talk about character traits. We can talk about character traits and stuff.
But hold on, Posh Boy. You're convoluting. You don't even need to make it go that deep, because again, I will concede it to you, because even if, look, I'll make your argument for you, right? And tell me if
I wouldn't want
you
to do that, because you're going to say something.
I know, but I'm better at making arguments than you.
You're not, but
that's what I'm saying. So
I'll let you do it. I'll let you do that.
I'll make your argument for
I'll let you do that. You have my permission. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me do it on my own platform. So when you say that men, when you think of what a good man is, you think of a family man, you have to think about what it all entails to be a family, right? You think about a provider, is what men think, a provider, a protector, a sensible man. He is smart enough to get a woman, right? Because you do have to be somewhat intelligent to get a woman. He's trustworthy, right? You think of all the characteristics it takes to have a wife, not necessarily to have children, but to have a wife. It is the woman that's the key thing here, right? That is what you are getting from. That is what you're saying when you see a man with a woman, because you're saying, well, most women wouldn't be with a loser. Most women wouldn't be with a dumb guy. Most women wouldn't be with if he was dishonest, she wouldn't be with him. Like what? Like that is the logical. I hear you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even going to argue against that. You got it. You got it. It's all those characteristics that I'm talking about. Either way, the point still stands. Either way, the point still stands. When men see women with children and a husband, they don't think about her in that way. They don't think, oh, what a good woman she must be. Oh, what a good, what an honest woman she must be. Oh, she must take good care of her kid. With men, that is not what we think of married women with children. That's not what we think. We think when we see a married woman with children, we think, what a burden she must be to that man.
Wait, okay.
How miserable that woman is, how she's making that man's life so miserable, probably. Because that's what women do. Women make men's lives miserable.
So this is exactly why what you're saying just isn't true. Can you admit, like what you're saying just isn't true?
You know why I did that? I ain't gonna even lie. You know why that made that? Because I made his argument 100 times better than he was able to make it. Even after I did the labor for him, this dummy talking about that's not right. Nigga, it was your argument. That's how I know you're a dipshit. It was your argument. I just magnified it. It was your argument. I literally just took your argument. He agreed, exactly. He agreed at first, but now all of a sudden I'm wrong, nigga. Please, man, stop. That was crazy. That type of shit right there don't make no fucking sense, dude. Like, what are we doing? What are we? Oh. They do, you dipshit. They literally call married women ball and chain. You see what I'm saying? They literally call the old ball and chain. I wonder what that means. What is the old ball and chain? Do you think that those sentiments went away? You think those sentiments left? You think when men used to say that in the 90s, because I was born and men referred to women as the ball and chain. You think that generation of men are still married to those women, brother, by the way? A lot of them. You think those sentiments went away? Yeah, the warden. Yeah. The fuck are you talking about? You're not even married. You don't even. Oh, goodness gracious. Just the stupidity and the lies. At some point, the shit got to stop. Old lady, yeah, that was literally what I thought about. Old lady, ball and chain, the warden. You don't even know. I gotta block you, Posh. You too stupid. I'm sorry, brother. One of these by your man or just by a man? That's weird. One of these. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's crazy. How would you refer to any person as one of these? All right. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to the Tapper Chappers, the Super Chatters, though, for real, for real. Shout out to the old. Shout out to the old subs and the new subs. Everybody joined the panel. Let's see. Nope. Blocked. As we finish, as we done.